Well, hi. Well, hi, all you OCD anal perfectionists all around the world. This is the OCD anal perfectionist Pedro Cal Law Fail. It's the preview to the greatest debacle in the history of the internet. We can only hope. Now, this is a crazy person up here, crazy person in the picture. It's funny. It's real funny. Um, that's our Pedro. That's our Pedro. Now, he is a self-titled, as you know, anal OCD perfectionist who demands to come home to a house that's perfectly in order so he can retire in comfort and make his significant other ask for money, which is great. That's just a kind of guy he is. He's real super, is the point. He's just a real wonderful feller, and we're going to celebrate him tonight with because this is his big night. He's been waiting for this. He's been waiting for his Pedro live cow lol fail show with the Hannibal is Thirsty, and so we're going to pregame for the show for them, get them all pumped up. They got 33 minutes to the Pedro fail cow lol anal OCD perfectionist show. And remember, Pedro told us in his videos today, whether you like it or not, I am above you. Remember, whether you like it or not, Pedro is above you. And that's an important message for tonight. Whether you like it or not, Pedro is above you. And that is quoted by Pedro Depends DoorDash Santiago, bitch. And because Pedro is a bitch, and I think he's real excited about being a bitch, is what I got from his work today. Is he's like, hey, everybody now recognizes I'm a complete and total little bitch. I should make another video, and so he did. It's real good. It's real good. So that was my point. I definitely wanted to make the point starting off so Pedro and Hannibal could get ready for their live show. Wanted Pedro to be all tuned into the fact that everyone knows he's a little bitch. That way, it's a more efficient use of our time when Pedro is just aware of the fact he's a little bitch. Now, let's see what you guys have to say. Hi, Vartan. Yeah, Pedro shitted on the victims today. He was a complete and total little bitch. And he also took lots of swipes at me, but he's such a little bitch, he's afraid to say my name, which is a good instinct. It's the best instinct that Pedro has. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. I'm having all kinds of fun. So I got 300 subscribers. I got up to 700 and something, and now it's back down to 5 something, but it'll go back up. This is kind of like DoorDash. This is why I don't want to get paid by Google-Fi, because I had 500, then I had 700, then I had 500 again, then it went up 300, then it's 10,000 of this. Who wants to be in business with these fucking dumb shits? Who wants to be in business with these fucking dumb shits? So I can sit here and go, I call Google on the phone. Go, no, yesterday you said it was 722. Now you say it's 551. How do I trust you? What's going on with your Google-Fi? And they won't even be able to tell me. They won't even fucking know. That's how great they are at their jobs. They don't even know how many fucking subs I have, and it's their channel. It's their channel, but they don't know how many subs I got. They can't figure it out. It changes daily. It changes daily. It's a top quality secret if you're paying attention. So, well, that's great. That's great. You got to pay attention to that. Yep, Pedro. Yeah, Pedro's a crack-a-lack, and Pedro's a crack-a-lack, and we're celebrating Pedro's night. This is the night Pedro's been waiting for. This is kind of like Torp's One Shining Moment. This is the Pedro version of Torp's One Shining Moment. It's Pedro's One Shining Moment, which is why Pedro is the OCD anal perfectionist, Pedro Cal law fail, popcorn eating king of gambling, bad gambling advice. Whether you like it or not, I am above you. And that's a quote, that's a direct quote from Pedro Depends DoorDash Santiago, bitch. Real good stuff from the bitch. Okay, so I hope he's watching, and I hope if he does, he calls in. Feel free to, yeah, you're making some bird's eye cauliflower, Pedro. Excellent. Pedro is one of the world's most well-known bird's eye cauliflower chefs. He gets real excited, worked up until his nose is running, and then he goes up and cooks late night. Does rage cooking late night with the cauliflower. It's real good too. All of it's real good. Pedro's a great broadcaster. It's why he's the king of this space, and none of us move forward without him. We wouldn't even think about it. We wouldn't even think about it, and that's why we're all so darn excited about Pedro's Fail Cal Lol show, Pedro Cal the Lol Fail show, because this is vintage Pedro that we're going to get. This is top notch Pedro. He doesn't always waste his arrows and slings on everything. Pedro DoorDash Santiago uploaded. DoorDash delivery driver said, "What? Use racist slur at customer. Caught on camera. Live reaction." Well, that sounds spicy. Pedro's really getting into the spicy stuff. Look at this one. Pedro's getting into the racism. Now that's interesting. I got to admit, this one's interesting. Pedro.
Mind y'all, I never spoke with her, never seen her or anything.
Okay.
Today I'm going to react and bring to you a video that was sent to me by somebody to TikTok.
Yeah, we don't care, Pedro. We don't care. But that was real good. Okay, that was a good one. No, we don't want that one. I screwed it up. Here, this is what we want. Okay, so let's go to Pedro. This is the one. Please stop. This is Pedro's tribute to John Billings. Please stop.
Pretty easy,
Please.
very easy. I'm sorry,
Stop.
very easy work.
Please stop. It's the Pedro fail wall cow. Yeah, Pedro can't stop being a bitch though, Vartan. That's the problem. He just can't stop being
Welcome
a bitch.
to another motivational hour where Mr. Bet on You. I'm going to share with you 3 stories today.
And they're all awful.
And we're going to start with something from a movie.
Okay, so what you're going to see is the tour of a head of a psychopath is what we're going to be watching here. This is a psychopath we're going to be watching. Now, I got lots of stuff. Oh, man, he's the worst. He really is the worst. And he really takes it. He was all balled up. He was getting his testiculars all ready to dry hump Hannibal. He's getting all ready to dry hump Hannibal the Thirsty and Eli. He's going to dry hump those fuckers into next week. And this person says, this person smartly says, over and over, Pedro has a knack to motivate me to go DoorDash all day. I do 5:30 to 9 a.m., 10:30 to 2 p.m., 4:30 to 10 p.m., and take 250 every day except Tuesday. Now, see, this is a person whose life changed from the Pedro. This is a recommendation here from the real Pedro. This is Lennox Hill. This person, well, now that looks like a real picture. That could be Lennox Hill. May be. We may have ourselves here a supermodel. I may need to get away from Gazelle Bündchen and go for this one. She looks real. She looks real. I think she's a real Pedro fan, and you can see why. She's got beautiful eyes. Okay, so that's great. So this beautiful not person, we're gonna
Pretty easy, very easy. I'm sorry, very easy work.
Loves her some Pedro. Loves her the Pedro. Pedro has turned her just into a full-on raids and app slave. She loves him so much. It's real good. This I told you. I am sort of a maniac. I am a real psychopath. Well, thank you, Pedro. I was hoping you'd tune in for the show, and we always loves it. John Billings. Yep, John Billings is the daintiest man, the daintiest, prettiest boy in the gig economy space. He's dainty. He's beautiful. He's everything we believe Torp was when he was young, which is why we believe he may be a younger Torp. Now let's watch this psychopath get down, because remember, this is Pedro's special night. He's been waiting. He's been waiting for the opportunity to do this, to do his anal OCD perfectionist Pedro Cal lol fail show with the Hannibal is thirsty. He's super excited. He's been waiting all day. He's a total bitch. He's a unicorn banging bitch. So that's real good. Now, time to wake up with the Pedro. Everybody needs some abuse, and it's time for yours. Let's get started. Okay, now I know this is going to be difficult, but we're going to laugh at him the whole time. It's funnier to watch Pedro. It is much better to watch it. I watched it alone, and it just made me mad. It's going to be more fun this way, I promise.
Welcome to another motivational hour with Mr. Bet on You. I'm going to share with you three.
Okay, so he's tripping over his words. Is this the right speed? He sounded like he was tripping over his words for a minute, didn't it? What's going on this one?
Welcome to another motivational hour with Mr. Bet on You. I'm going to share with you three stories.
Does he have marbles in his mouth? Does he have marbles in his mouth? That's not right. That don't sound right. Somebody what's going on here?
Welcome to another motivational hour with Mr. Bet on You. I'm going to share with you three stories today. And we're going to start with something from a movie that I watched, one of my favorite movies. And I'll get into the live chat in a moment, but I have a lot on my mind. I want to share things with you guys, and I want this to be a very impactful,
He's real angry.
provoking live, and I know that it will be. Thanks for being here. The Bronx Tale. Anybody know that movie? Thumbs up.
Okay, so once again, Pedro's going to take a great work of art and completely misexplain it to the point where he's like a 12-year-old middle school bully describing his favorite film. So it's something like that. Be prepared.
In the chat if you've heard of The Bronx Tale. Robert De Niro, Chaz Palminteri, I think his name was, or is. And listen, there's a scene in that movie where the young kid, he's starting to hang around Sonny, Chaz's character, right? I think it's Sonny. And he's a street guy. He's a gangster.
Pedro identifies with the street guys and the gangster because Pedro's a street guy and a gangster, is why.
He thinks that lifestyle's cool. His dad, Robert De Niro, the kid's dad, Robert De Niro, is a bus driver. He's a working class man like you and me. We're all working class men and women. Most of us are living week to week, shift to shift, paycheck to paycheck, right? Most of us are. Most Americans are, actually.
I'll tell you, this man's got some empathy in him.
And he's talking with his son. And I'm not going to say it verbatim, but if you know, you know. If you don't know, Google or do a YouTube search of Bronx Tale father-son scene. The video will pop right up. He's telling his son that the working class man is the good man. It's hard to get up every day and grind and work. It's hard to do that. I know it's hard to get up and do this kind of work or whatever work. I mean, you might be a W-2. It's not fun. It's not supposed to be fun. The men and women that are out here, the heroes of the world, right, are the ones out here grinding and doing things you don't want to do. Do you guys think I want to fucking deliver McDonald's for a living? Now, that's one thing that I do. But do you really think I get up and I am excited to deliver McDonald's and turn on DoorDash?
Yeah, I do, Pedro. I think you're excited to get up and fleece the world by delivering Happy Meals.
You might be. That's okay. That doesn't excite me.
No, he's better than you. He's better than you. He's a lot better than you.
DoorDash doesn't excite me. YouTube excites me. I do like making content. And I don't mind doing DoorDash, and I didn't mind doing my...
He likes conning you. He likes conning you. He doesn't like what you do for a living, and he doesn't respect it, and he doesn't do it, but he likes conning you. That's real fun. He likes conning you. It's the better part. It's better than the Happy Meals is the cons.
a W-2, but I wasn't passionate about those things. And most of us aren't going to find that passion unless you bet on yourself. We'll get into that towards the end. I'm going to share 3 stories for you guys.
Well, see, if you start gambling, then you'll be more excited to go out and do Happy Meals if you're betting on yourself like Pedro and losing. Because he bet on himself to do like a 24-hour ride along, and he made 14 hours before he attacked car keys and groceries. So he bets on himself. He just loses a lot. He's a real bad bettor, but he bets a lot.
Guys, today, not stories about me, stories about people that I personally know and know pretty well. We'll get into that in a moment. Hit the thumbs up. The Bronx Tale. It's just a fantastic scene because it's very true. It takes a lot to do something you don't want to do. It takes courage, discipline.
You know, see, this is great because all of us are here as adults. We didn't have the motivation to take care of our families and to do what we needed to do until Pedro came along as our leader. And now Pedro can give us the tough love that we need as our special coach in the community. Pedro, the wonderful mensch of a feller. Yeah. Well, be careful, Belle. We don't know how many baby mamas are out there that Pedro's been stooping, so be real careful. Yeah, he hates you all. He hates everybody. He hates you. He doesn't respect you. He's better than you. He's above you. Just remember that. See, that's the important thing to remember about Pedro. He's not talking to you. He's talking at you. He's talking at you. He's not talking to you. He wants you to finance him, fuck him, or feed him. That's 3 things he wants from Pedro. That's 3 things he wants from you 99.9% of the time. So 0.01% of the time, 1/1,000th of 1% of the time, 1/100th. So 1/1,000th of the time, Pedro's going to want to do something other than, or 1/10,000th of the time. I apologize for my maths. 1/10,000th of the time, Pedro's going to want to do something other than fuck you, feed you, have you fuck him, feed him, or finance him.
Strength, honor, integrity, any word you want to use. It takes that to do something you want. Go to a fucking job you don't like, deliver McDonald's, walk.
Now, see, I'm 55 years old. I never had to suck it up and do shit I don't like to do until I met Pedro, until I met the Pedro. And then Pedro said, look, Jeff, you got to nut up and raise your adult kids and write books and do stuff. I know that you've been slacking off, but I'm here. I've been delivering hot dogs, and I'm a cult leader in the hot dog delivery community on YouTube. So you really got to listen to me now. I'm the king. And so he told me he's like above me and he's my king and everything. But here's the problem is that I'm not a hot dog delivery guy I'm not a hot dog delivery cult leader like the Pedro. So we have different goals. He wants to be a hot dog delivery cult leader that looks like this. And I just want to write a book and be a dad and just look like this, which isn't really that great. But it's okay. It's the best I can do. It's all I can give you. Anyway, so let's keep going because he's great. He's just a super person, and I like him so much. And this is a big night for him, and I hope he's got 16 minutes. Oh, nice. Hi, Belle. Very nice. Now, listen, is she your married sister or just your sister? Because I don't have that part yet. I didn't pick up on that part yet, but we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out at some point. And now, listen, this is real exciting. Pedro is probably counting down the seconds, 16 minutes till he gets his hands on that Eli. And God knows what's going to happen when he and Hannibal, so thirsty, get into a throuple with another potential life coach. Yeah, don't believe it, though. Don't believe it, though, Belle. It could be a trick. I could be running a scam. So just hold your judgment, Belle. There could be. We've had the theory in this community for a long time that books don't exist. So don't rush to judgment.
Walk dogs, clean people's homes, mow grass, whatever job you do to make money.
Damn it, Mary Poppins.
It takes courage to do something you don't want to do. But how long?
Creepers, you just mocking me. You're mocking my singleness, and I don't appreciate it.
How long are you willing to do that? Many of us, most of us will do a job we really don't love. Maybe we're good at it. Maybe we're retiring, whatever, but you don't really.
I love my job. I love my job, Pedro. Sucks for you. Sucks for you, hot dog boy. Sucks for you, hot dog boy. Sucks for you, bitch. Sucks for you, Pedro, you little bitch hot dog boy. You should call in my show, Pedro. Put a delay on the Eli. He's always about 20 to 7 hours late anyway. He's usually like 20 to 7 hours late, 20 minutes to 7 hours late. So why don't you just come on with me, Pedro? Get your yayas out, and then you'll be ready for the Eli. Come on this show. I'll put a link in here, Pedro, and you could just come right on. Oh man, it'd be great. I got so much to tell you, Pedro. I got so much to tell you. You always avoid me, and I love you, just like the devil. I do.
Love it.
Yeah.
Something wrong with that. Let me see who we got in the chat. I want to say hi, and I'm going to get into the stories today. And I do have something. I've been seeing some things on YouTube, and I'm going to go off a little bit here.
He's angry at me, is what he's saying. He's afraid to say my name, but he's real angry at me. He's afraid to say Jeff Thomas Black or JTB, but he's real angry, is the point, is what he wants you to know. He's real angry, and that if he wasn't afraid to talk to me, he'd scare me real bad. But if he wasn't afraid to talk to me, he'd let me have what fur, I'll tell you, if he wasn't afraid.
But in a positive way.
Sure.
Who do we got in the house? Brian, what up? Big Carl, Adrian, Brandon Diaz, Penny, Will, Marty, Chaz, Caesar. I see Southpaw. Appreciate all y'all. Let's see what y'all got. Indeed, it's harder to be a good person, but I tell myself that I'm stronger enough to be.
Well, Vartan, if Pedro didn't coach you to take care of your family, your wife and children, what would you do? If you didn't have Pedro to tell you, how would you get through it? He's got some tips and trips for you.
Always to be a good person, okay? Discipline is doing what you hate like you love it. Let me tell you what, Big Carl.
Yeah, he's an angry
I
one.
want you to think about, and each of you will have somebody that this will trigger.
But wait till he tells you how he does 100 push-ups every morning. Then you're going to be scared. This fucker does 100 push-ups even if he doesn't want to. 100 push-ups even if he doesn't feel like it. That's how strong of a man he is. That's how strong of a man you see before you with the crazy, wacky sunglasses hiding his crazy eyes.
A memory for you, or it'll remind you of somebody, your mom, your dad, your cousin, your co-worker.
So somebody, it'll remind you of somebody.
Your son, your kid, maybe it's you. You'll think of somebody.
Okay.
Think about people that are physically fit.
Okay, like you. Physically fit and beautiful like Pedro. Think of somebody like Pedro is what he's saying. Think of a Pedro. Think of a Pedro. Yeah, you got to work harder, Vartan. You got to put in more hours at the company. You need to do more inspections on the latex production line. Vartan, we need you to stop phoning it in. Okay. Yeah, film it or it didn't happen. That's why Pedro filmed this, because it's so good. He wanted us all to see it. And for God's sakes, I'm here for Pedro. He's the leader of our community. He's one of our great cult leaders. So we got to be here and pay attention. This is a lol fest, Pedro lol fail cow, and he loves those. He made a whole channel for Pedro lol fail cows, so he's gonna love this. He looks angry though. He looks scary right now. He looks like he might hurt us. And that's making me uncomfortable. I don't want him to hurt me. Look at that eye through there. Look in here. Look right in this part. He looks like he might want to hurt you. I would not get in his car. If he was a rideshare driver, I wouldn't get in his car. Don't get in his car. If he offers you candy, don't take any of his candy.
They're really healthy. They work out every day. They eat well, whatever. You talk to most individuals. I have a friend, and this is interesting because it ties into. I'm going to share a story about this same individual, but this is a first story about this same.
Can I ask you a question? If I do this a lot, does that make me either smart or wise? If I just do this a lot, if I keep doing this regularly, I know I have real big hands; they hardly fit on the screen. But can I? Does this help? Should I just hold them like this? All right, I'm going to do it. It seems like this is the way to. Yeah, he's truly the force. We can't move forward without him, Truth Wars. He told us that. We're not allowed to. He's going to do it for us. We need his permission. And thank God Pedro's here for us. I'm going to pray again as soon as I put the play button. This is real good.
Same person. I'm going to share what his name is. His name is Mark. I've known Mark. I met Mark when I was a freshman in high school. So I was 14, he was 16. He was 2 years older than me. Still know him to this day. He was big in high school. Big dude. Looked like Heavy D. If you know who Heavy D is, he kind of looked like Heavy D. Good looking dude, always dressed nice, could sing his fucking.
Was he heavy though? He must have been heavy. I'm guessing he was heavy. Was he heavy? Somebody tell me in the chat if he was fucking heavy. He looked like Heavy D. Is Heavy D heavy? I'm hoping. There's a lot of false advertising in this shit. I'm hoping he's heavy.
Ass off, but big.
Okay.
About 10 years after high school, he started really,
By big, does he mean fat big or like just real big, like giant 7 feet tall? I think he means fat. I think he means fat.
really working out, weighing his food. He lost a lot of weight. He looked.
Now that's how to have fun in your life. You're having fun. Anybody that hasn't weighed their food for every meal doesn't know what fun is until you weigh out an ounce of potato chips and have 2 of them, and it's real exciting. Oh my God. Yeah, yep. Pedro looks exactly like his daddy. He's got over here, he's got a whole bag of dicks tattooed on his arm, an entire bag of dicks. He tattooed an entire bag of dicks on his right arm because that's how much he likes them.
Looks phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
This guy looks amazing.
Amazing.
And I remember he used to tell me, I'm like, bro, how do you do it, man? Like, you looking great. How do you? He goes, discipline.
It's all discipline.
He goes, you think I want to work out every morning?
You think I want to look like this? You think I want to fucking look like this? It's discipline. Right here, discipline. From here down to there, discipline. Mary Poppins, from right over here, over there, discipline.
Morning? No. Do you think I want to weigh my food? Weigh my yogurt?
Yeah, I think you do, Pedro. I think you're a sadist and a masochist. I think you want to weigh your fecal matter. You want to weigh your urine. You probably weigh yourself every day. You probably look in the mirror and stroke it to yourself because you're so beautiful. I think you do a lot of self aggrandizement and flagellating and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I think you do. You look real angry, Pedro. Keep going.
Weigh my cereal?
Yep.
Like,
Do you weigh your cereal? I don't think cereal is one of the things you want to weigh, Pedro. I don't think Pedro really really weighs stuff because if he was weighing his cereal, he'd need a real light scale. Does he weigh it after the milk or before the milk? If we get Pedro on this show, we're going to ask him when he weighs his cereal, does he weigh it pre-milk or post-milk? Because that seems. See, Bella's laughing at me already. Bella's laughing at me already because she doesn't know what it's like to analyze a psychopath, and I do. I'm a professional psychopath analyzer, and so when they're weighing their milk and cereal, I spot it just right off the bat.
4 ounces of milk? No.
He said no or yes, yes or no. He's confusing me again. Hold on.
Became disciplined because he wanted something different. He wanted to be healthier. He wanted to look a certain way, and he did that.
Great.
Most people won't have the discipline and the fucking balls to do that.
Really? How does he know? Does he have statistics? Can we get a fact check? Can we get a fact check on people's balls? Pedro's talking about people's balls again. Now, see, this is why the man has raging testicular overpay. He's so obsessed with testiculars. There's a condition called testicular overpay that this man suffers from. He's so completely racked with good. Okay. Well, that makes sense. She is part of your family. She's part of your family. She's like a sister to me at this point, I suppose. I'm disappointed that she's like a sister, but that's the best we're going to do. So she can be like a sister to me. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. That's the best part. It doesn't even matter who he is. He's just a wannabe cult leader, Bell. You don't have to follow him. You can just pretend that you're looking at. He's a fail all cow, Pedro. He's a fail all cow, Pedro. He's here to serve as an example of what not to do. You don't have to actually worry about who he is, Bell. You can just enjoy the entertainment as a comedy show, and just thank your lucky stars. You're not actually in any kind of business with this type of feller because this guy's a first-rate con man. First-rate, second-rate con man. He's a first-rate, second-rate con man, and don't forget it. All right, this is real exciting. We're 5 minutes from Pedro's dream come true, where he gets to gangbang Eli with unicorns and Hannibal the Thirsty. That's going to be real exciting. I bet you he's erect right now. I bet you Pedro is now fully erect. I totally believe it. I totally believe it, Mary Poppins. I have 100% confidence in your veracity and the veracity of your siblings. Now, listen, This is real crazy stuff, but we got the countdown here. We don't know what we're going to do. We don't even know what direction we're going to take this. Knowing Eli could either not show up at all or show up in like 3 weeks. It could be a long wait. We don't know. Last time everybody got all excited and it didn't happen. So keep your drawers on, Mary and Belle. Keep your drawers on. Don't get overexcited.
Shout out to my mans. I got another story about him that's less passionate but relatable.
Such a personal story about a man who lost weight. Such a personal, deep study of a man who lost weight by weighing food. It was that's a beautiful story of friendship. Beautiful story of friendship. He'll share more of those deep friendships of food weighing that he has.
To gig work. When you want something, you got to go. You got to attack it. You got to go get it. So if you want it, well-educated.
Wait, I screwed it up.
Teammates was a lot of guys would before everybody else go home, take a nap.
Wait, he's gonna
and his days off and a little bit of sleep.
No,
everyday man and woman out here struggling. And no, it sucks. Think about that for a second. Process that. So he started. He doesn't do it anymore, but he got himself. He paid some debt down. He was able to do an Instacart. Everyday man and woman out here struggling. When I'm done, most things that you're doing are gonna and the fucking balls to do that.
There we are. We're back.
Shout out to my mans. I got another story about him that's less passionate.
So he's got another story. I'm sorry I screwed that up. We're back to the balls. He loves the balls.
Passionate but relatable to gig work. When you want something, you got to go. You got to attack it. You got to go get it. So if you want to make money, it's not going to be fun. You're going to have bad days. Suck it up.
I told you, Vartan. I told you, Vartan. Suck it up, Vartan.
Pick yourself up and go out there and take care of what you got to take care of. Do you think it's fun? I've been doing push-ups. It's been about a week. You think it's fun to do 100 push-ups to start my day? No, it sucks. I'm sitting there saying, it feels good when I'm done. Most things that you're doing are going to feel better when you're done. So just do it.
Not coming though. Coming feels better before you're done, and then after you're done, it feels slightly less good. So when Pedro is stroking his own ego, that feels real good. Then when he's done, it doesn't feel as good. But lots of things feel good, and then when they're done, they stop feeling good. Some things are the opposite. It's an adult show.
Do you think it felt good for my boy to be weighing food?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he likes it. Maybe he likes weighing food a lot. Some people, Vartan likes to weigh latex suits just for fun.
Like to eat. He used to eat a whole pizza at a time. We go to White Castle.
I like to eat too. I like money. Hey, Mary Poppins, you like money? It's good. I like food and money. Sex. Pedro just wants to be fed, fucked, or financed. So he's a big fed, fucked, financed guy.
We go to Del Taco. We be at the club and then boom.
He's hanging out at Del Taco with the Del Taco hose. The Del Taco hose was wild, man. You go to Del Taco, you get a Hummer in the bathroom. Del Taco.
Hitting Del Taco up, man, we bash 30 tacos a piece.
We bash them fucking tacos into next week. We bash them tacos like there's a little baby seal and we're Japanese fishermen. We bash those fucking little tacos in the head with a club. They were cute, but we fucking smashed them. We bashed them fucking 30 tacos heads in. Did I lose my entire audience attacking tacos? Is that what happened? Did you guys all switch over to the lol cow fail show? You all gone? Am I alone? Oh, Jesus Christ. This feels awful. All right. Well, let's keep going anyway.
He stopped doing that. If you want something different, you got to do something different. It's not going to be fun and easy to be the everyday man and woman out here struggling.
Well,
but we got to stop bitching and complaining, and we got to get up and get after it.
See, I should have called Pedro while I was raising 2 adult children. I should have told him, like, Pedro, this is hard. What am I going to do? But he was a child, so I couldn't do that. But if I could have raised my children with Pedro's advice, if he wasn't a fucking child and a mental midget and a douchebag bitch, then I probably would have followed more of his advice.
We got to get up. We got to get after it. Let me share with you my 3 stories real quick. I'll start with Mark. He started, I started doing the DoorDash thing. We talk. I remember we had a lunch and he's like, man, I got to get some money, blah, blah, blah. I need some extra money. I want to pay down my debt. And I was like, hey, why don't you sign up for these apps? He started
Well, I bet you Pedro got the referral fee. Did Pedro get a referral fee off his friend? Oh shit, Pedro got a referral fee off his friend. Hey, why don't you try these apps? I'll make some money. Pedro sold his friend into app slavery. Nice job, Pedro. That's a real good one. I like that one. Excellent. That's more than I wanted from the whole thing, and I got it already. Uh, nice job to Pedro. Okay, so let's see what the Hannibals and Fail Cow Lol Pedro are doing. Uh, did Eli actually show up, and if so, are they now banging unicorns live on the air? I want to know. You want to know? Hannibals. Is it Pedro and Hannibals or Hannibals and Pedro? I think Pedro's top billing. Pedro, Pedro, and the Hannibals. Pedro and Hannibals. Lol cow. Well, that's the best. Pedro and Hannibals. Okay, so Pedro and Hannibals, a conversation. Now that's today, and it says it's going to happen. It says it's upcoming. Did we not? Oh, perfect. It's 7 o'clock. It's 7:01, and the show hasn't started. That's excellent. And just say, we're watching you, chodes. We are watching you, chodes. There we go. So we got a comment. We are watching you, chodes. I put that in the comments. Real good. We'll see if they get it. It's real good. Oh, you didn't see it? There we go. There it is. Let's make me smaller, them bigger. Let's see. So here's my message. Jeff Thomas Black, we are watching you, chodes. Because they're chodes. They're like a little mushroom dick. They're little chodes. Yeah, he's a hot dog celebrity boy. He's a celebrity hot dog delivery bitch. Celebrity hot dog delivery bitch. JTB, do you think he puts down Madison for not working? Oh, absolutely. He already talked about how he likes to hold money back from her because he makes it all and she has to ask him for it. And not pulling up. Yeah, he's hard on her. He wants the house perfect when he comes home. He's an anal OCD perfectionist. He demands coming home to a house and children that behave properly. You don't want to be married to a guy like this. If anybody ever brings a guy named Pedro or somebody like this home to your house that acts like this, you want to tell your daughter, absolutely fucking not, never bring that guy here again. That's what you want to do. Just if you're wondering from home. I am a father, by the way, of a adult woman. And for God's sakes, if this woman ever brought a Pedro home, there'd be a heap of trouble. There'd be a real heap of trouble. No cops, no Pedros is the rule in the household. Not that she lives with me, but for God's sakes, don't date a cop or a Pedro. Oh, this is real good so far. This seems like the best part of the show for the Pedro and the Hannibals. We'll keep an eye on it. It's real exciting. Let's keep with the. Let's go back to the action from our local psychopath.
Started doing Instacart. He had a full-time job. Okay, started doing Instacart on the side. He do it when he was off for a couple hours. He didn't love it, but he did it because he needed to do it. Like most people that do this kind of work, they do it for a short amount of time. They got to go and then exit. It's fantastic. That's why I still believe these apps are absolutely.
So it's probably super fantastic because as long as they do it until Pedro gets his referral fee, then it really doesn't matter anymore. So Pedro just needs to make sure and get his referral fee for sending his friends into app slavery, and then it's all good. I wonder if Pedro took the referral fee for his friend. I bet you he did. I bet you he took the referral fee from Madison too. Madison has an account. Bet you he got the referral fee from Madison too. It's a good scam Pedro's got going. He's a real good cult leader. He's really not bad compared to the other cult leaders. And for the gig economy space, for a bargain basement, he's horrifying app slavery. The more you suffer, Pedro's a sadist and masochist, Spartan. He told us he's an S&M guy, and so he likes to punish himself and punish you, and then he feels real good about it. Then that's what he's looking for. He's a sick individual. He tells us all the time. Okay, let's keep going. He likes this.
A positive for most Americans, and if you don't think they're a positive for most Americans, just because you suck and you're a failure. I said what I said. I don't hold punch.
Wow. Let's go over that one again. That's a replay. That's a replay line for the Pedro. He loves this stuff.
Suck Americans, and if you don't think they're a positive for most Americans, just because you suck and you're a failure. I said what I said. I don't hold punches. Failure. If you don't think they're a positive for most Americans, just because you suck and you're a failure. I said what I said. I don't hold punches. Failure for most Americans. And if you don't think they're a positive for most Americans, just because you suck and you're a failure.
Got it.
I said what I said. I don't hold punches.
No.
Failure for most Americans, just because you suck
Right.
and you're a failure.
Right.
I said what I said. I don't hold punches.
No.
I suck and you're a failure. I said what I said. I don't hold punches.
Right. Right.
And you're a failure. American, they're positive for most Americans just because you suck and you're a failure. I said what I said. I don't hold punches.
Right. He's real serious. He's real serious about this.
Okay.
Fucking failure.
I said because if you don't think they're positive for most Americans, just because you.
Now he's talking specifically to me right here. He's specifically talking to me, JTB, right here, because he's real angry at me because I've been doing shows about what a dickbag he is and what a bitch he is, because he's a bitch. He's a real bitch. That's the problem with Pedro's. He's just a bitch. He's not even a man. He's just a little bitch. And so he loves it when I say that. He loves it a lot. Uh, yeah, Pedro's super bad, ridiculous, bad cult leader who is dangerous to humanity. Let's keep watching.
Suck and you're a failure, Americans, just because you suck.
Right.
And you're a failure.
Right. That's you
I
and me.
said what I said.
I'm not
I
sorry.
don't hold punches.
He doesn't hold punches.
Okay.
Oh no, he's talking directly to me. He's furious. He's
And
fucking
if it ain't for you and you keep doing it, you suck. You're a failure.
Please stop. Please stop. Pedro, please stop. Pedro. Oh, 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 please stop.
What is the definition of insanity?
Dude, you would, my friend Stephen Arrow, you would have to go behind the bars of a prison to find a bigger psychopath than this. You would seriously have to go somewhere in an institution or behind the bars of a prison to find a bigger psychopath than Pedro, DoorDash, Glitchy Pants, Depends, Poopy Pants, Santiago, Mr. Bet on You, Mr. Double Down, the Lion King, Santiago. The Instacart is silent. You'd have to go a long fucking way to find a bigger piece of shit, dipshit than this. Yeah, it's good to have our buddy Glitch Dash here. Yeah, who's triggered? We're all triggered. Well, here's the Pedro and Hannibal's show is going real great. It's an excellent show. So far, 9 minutes in, and this is what you're missing. You're missing the best lol fail cow Pedro Hannibal Balls show, and they're making money. Hopefully, I hope they're getting some super chats. Nothing yet, but hopefully we'll get some super chats in there in the Pedro. It's going real well over there so far. We're keeping an eye on it for you. It's real good. It's real good. Let's keep going with the psychopath. We're going to share this one because the other show isn't started. It's only 10 minutes late. We could be another 7 hours. Just hang on.
Sanity, same thing, expect a different result. Think about that for a sec.
Think about that for a second. Now, here's what I thought about. Now, you see how good I look tonight, Mary Poppins? You see how lighted particularly well I look? Well, I found in my box of shit in the garage, I found a little lighting ring, a little ring of lights, like a little lighting ring that you put on your computer, and it's giving me this beautiful lighting so that I can be as nice looking as the Pedro. It's real exciting, and it's got uh, it seems like I feel more professional and better lit. Which when I take the pictures, when I take the wedding pictures with when I take the wedding pictures with my love Gazelle Bunchen, we're thinking of using a light ring like this with me and Gazelle. Um, let's see what Glitch Dash says. Finishing up some chores around the house, but later we will go on a ride along. Excellent. Well, we're going to set you up, Glitch. We're going to set you up, Glitch Dash, because we're doing a Pedro fail lol cow, lol Pedro cow show up until then. And yeah, it really brings out the gray in the beard, Mary Poppins. Thank you. It really brings it out. I feel real professional right now. And I feel like for once I can look Pedro in the eye like a man. And I'm real excited about it. So far, we're watching the show. This is live. 11 minutes in, it's a real good screen of Hannibal and Pedro. Same show as last week when nobody showed up, but it's real good. It's real good. Uh, yep, everybody's going to be logged in for the Glitch Dash tonight. We'll be back there. We'll be back there. Hey, Glitch Dash, my accounts are glitching again. They're going 500 subs and 700 subs and 500 then 700. I think it's DoorDash. I think it's like DoorDash. They're just making statistics up as they go along. They're just making it up. Okay, so we got our friend Damian Blaze in the chat over there, and he says, "I think something is going on concerning Dawn. Plus, why not show her on the live?" Question. All anyone saw was a text in the chat room, which proves nothing. If you could pay someone to say things to fool people. Oh, okay. So anyway, nobody knows what's going on. It's a clusterfuck. Um, that's real funny. Um, and I'll just say, we are watching and fail bowing the Pedro. That's real good. So there you go. Everybody knows now. Um, join us. We are a better side of the aisle. We don't suck and lie like a Pedro. Okay, so that's good. That's good. We got our shots in there. Excellent. Now, I could be muted. We don't know, but I got my shots in anyway. So let's go back to the Pedro since there is no show. I predicted this. This is real good so far. It's the best it's going to get.
Can process that. So he said he doesn't do it anymore. But he got himself, he paid some debt down, he was able to.
Now, see if you're going to sell yourself into slavery, you want to pay off your debt first. You don't want to enrich yourself. You don't want to feed your family or pay for a car or anything. You just want to pay off debts. You got to make sure the corporations get that money. Don't save it for your family. Don't save it for your family. You got to pay your bills because you got to be like the Pedro, and the Pedro is obviously killing it as a leader in the global economy. Okay, so we're going to speed up the Pedro a little bit against my better judgment. We're going to see what he has left to say because he's going to come at me more. He really hates me, and it's great.
Put some money to the side because he traded time and his days off and a little bit of sleep, reworked the schedule, and he hustled. He didn't.
Have you ever thought of not sleeping and hustling, Glitch Dash? Hey, Glitch. Hey, Thomas Schubeck. You ever think of not sleeping and hustling to feed your family? Because Pedro's got tits and trips for you. You should do it. You should do it. You should start hustling and not sleeping, Glitch Dash.
Complain. He didn't sit in his home. I'm broke. I ain't got nothing.
That's what Glitch Dash does. Glitch Dash sits in his house and complains all fucking day. I've watched him. He complained 24 hours straight yesterday. That bastard, just complaining. complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining. Glitch Dash just sitting around complaining. Now Pedro could only do 14 hours of a 24-hour ride along, but yeah, it's awful. It's awful. You know, Belle from hell, we're glad your sister invited you into this space, but we understand it's fucking awful. It's fucking awful. That's why I'm here. I'm here to attempt to make it slightly more entertaining and awful than it actually is. That is what I attempt to do. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I fail. But my goal is to make it slightly less awful than Pedro is, which is tough. It's real tough. It's difficult to do. Now, Pedro and I, as you can see, we're dressed similarly because I've decided to start modeling myself after him. You can see we got, I don't know if I have the little triangle thing, but we both got ourselves on gray long sleeve shirts. So I'm attempting to be as much like the Pedro. Now let's check over on the show. It's going real good. You are missing the best part of the conversation with Coach Eli. We've been waiting for it for 2 weeks. You've only been waiting 7 calendar days so far. You've only been waiting 7 calendar days so far. It's not really that bad to wait 16 more minutes and counting. So don't worry about it. Okay, so let's go back to the Pedro. Pedro's a great producer of a show. He really knows how to bring a show off, by the way. Nice job, Sam Lee. Way to put in the work. Sam Lee does pull himself up by the bootstraps. Most people can't. Sam Lee can. Sam Lee is one tough hombre. He's a unique guy. He can do it. He can drive faster or longer than any of us.
Nothing. I ain't got nothing. I want to do this. I want to do that.
I often say that. I often go like, I want to do this. I want to do that. I spent most of my morning saying those exact things that I wanted to do this and that.
I want to buy this bike. I want to take this vacation, and expecting C to do it for him. He went out and he did it. He traded a little bit of time, and now he's done. He's in a better spot in his life.
Why does it sound like he's slurring his words? This is normal speed. Why is this? Is it just me, or does he sound like he's slurring his words? How's your STD doing, Sam? We all want to know. How's your STD doing, Sam? Sam, we have a public crisis in penile health that we're sharing as a family. Public penile health crisis. Sam may have gotten an STD from a sex worker, and so we're coaching Sam through it. Sam, it's going to be okay. Your penis isn't going to fall off. Don't get testicular overpay. Just hold on. Get some good medical advice, and stay amateur, Sam. Stay amateur. Don't go pro. You think going pro is sometimes the right thing to do. Sometimes staying amateur is better. Sometimes staying amateur is just a better way to play the game. Look, it's real exciting. Now, I don't want you to get overexcited because we don't know what's going to happen yet, but we do have a countdown over here on the Lol Fail Cow show, which God knows, like we actually have to watch right now. There's no show, but we're going to have to watch just to see what the fuck happens because this is real exciting. What's happening? We don't know what's happening live. It so that I can talk over it. Okay, Zero. What do you think's going to happen? Oh, there's the Pedro and Hannibal's. We got a Pedro and Hannibal sighting.
Hannibal and Pedro, or the Pedro and Hannibal YouTube channel.
Oh, did
Are we on the right side?
There's
No,
mostly
flip
Hannibal
that shit, bro.
here.
Flip it.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. That's better. That's better.
Oh, Pedro can't sleep on the left side. Pedro can't snuggle. He can't spoon Hannibal from the left side. He can only spoon Hannibal from the right side. I've had that problem in bed too, Pedro. When I spooned my ex, I always we had sides. I understand you and Hannibal needing sides, Pedro. It's okay. Let's see what's going on with the boys. They're so cute. They're so great. Hannibal looks good. He looks like he's got too big of a head for a teeny little body. I'm going to be honest with you. He's got too big of a head for a teeny little Hannibal body. I find that disturbing. Teeny little Hannibal head or teeny little body for gigantic Hannibal head. And he's copying my hat hair, which I don't like. It's a beard off. I've got the grayest beard. So far, it's a good competition, but let's see what these boys are saying. I bet you, who wants to put money? I haven't heard yet. You want to put money? Let's see. Before we put money on, let's put money on it. I'm going to do a poll before we go in here. I'm not listening, so I'm not cheating. I have no idea what's going on. We're going to have a poll. We're going to say the poll is this. Look, Eli will show. So it's yes, no, or he's prego, he's preggers. And then the last one is Lost Fuzzy Mike can't come now. Okay, so here's the poll for you. We're gonna need some answers before we go over and find out what really happened. And I know you guys are dying. I'm dying too. We don't know what's happening. We only see the men behind the plan. We only see the men talking. We see the Hannibal with the giant head and the teeny little body and shoulders, and we see the Pedro looking real crazy, talking like he maybe is sane for a minute, but really he's not. Only because we're not listening. Pedro comes off a lot better if he's muted. Now, how are we voting? How are we voting right now? I got to get in. I got to pretend I have a sock account and get in on this vote. Yeah, every vote counts. That's right. Every vote counts. This is the most important vote of your lifetime, all the way up into this very point in time, this very minute, this present moment. Most important vote. Now, we're gonna go to Dad Dash's fail cow, Dad Dash's anal OCD perfectionist, Pedro cow lol fail, featuring Mr. Bet on You and Hannibal's. We give it the thumbs up. Okay. Hold on. Now, will Eli show? Just go straight no. I'm gonna go. He's preggers. I think Eli's been burying himself in the punani, and he's preggers. So I'm going with the preggers if I voted, which I didn't because I can't vote in my own poll. Let's see how you guys are doing with the poll that you can't vote in. This is real good. Now, oh my God, he's there. We were wrong. We fucked up, guys. We fucked up. See, this is the thing. We thought we knew what was going to happen, but we didn't. What's going on? I don't know. Let's go over and find out.
That Eli's showing his shirt.
Oh,
I appreciate Eli coming in.
this is really exciting.
Because he didn't have to. I'm sure if you saw some of our content and some of the things we've already said.
Wow.
It's very interesting that you decided to join this conversation. And I be honest, the first question I would like to ask is, why did you accept this invitation with Pedro went to your chat and asked you to come on? Why did you accept this? Because you didn't have to.
The truth of the matter is I have respect for you guys, regardless of what's been said or done in the past. You got to understand that, there's a certain way to do things out here on YouTube and a certain way to not. And there's a certain
way to do things and a certain way to not do things. And there's a certain way both to do things and to not do things. And this is one of the ways not probably to do things. Okay, Eli will show no, 60%. We all lost confidence. We were wrong. They were right. He's preggers, 20%. Lost Fuzzy Mike, can't come now, 20%. And yes, 0% of you believe we were 100% wrong. Pedro schooled us. We are now his bitches. We're going to have to admit defeat here on this 1 point. We're just going to have to do it. Hi, Thunder. Eli showed up. It's a love fest. We're going to have, this is the sexual activity that we're going to see between unicorns and loving men who have respect for each other is something. If you've seen Three Girls, Two Cups, the Pern Schlub, this is Three Men, Two Cunts. And I'm not going to tell you which ones they are. It's Three Men, Two Cunts. Now, I'm using the Australian cunt, which is like not an American cunt. It's three men, two cunts. It's not a slur. It's the Australian usage of cunt. It's three men, two cunts. Right. No, that's really disgusting. Right. I don't mean, yeah, right. It is sexually arousing, but that's because they're three extremely sexual men. I mean, first of all, we know that this guy down here, the guy on the bottom, he's a punani hound. This guy and the punani go like hand in glove. You find a punani, this guy's going to get it. Now over here, you got yourself a straight up psychopath, OCD anal perfectionist who's going to terrorize anybody in his life with his psychopathy. Now that's real good. And then, of course, you got this guy over here. This guy is one of the finest pets in the gig tube space. Pedro's best black friend, second best dashing trader, of course, but he loves him. The Hannibals. Hannibals has got a real nice mannerism around him. He's real nice. He's got a real high voice, and he loves the fail cows. He loves everything, Pedro. He just goes, right, Pedro. Right, Pedro. That's right, Pedro. Yeah, Pedro. Yeah, Pedro. And so that's kind of how it goes. Now we're missing the conversation, but I'm almost going to guarantee you that this is better. I'm almost going to guarantee you that this is a better retelling of the conversation. Yeah. So Raging Wagey is cheating on us. He's over there. Look at him cheating on us over there in the chat, having fun. Listen and learn. Eli's like a wise old sage. Yeah, he really is. Eli's got a lot to offer. He's a coach. He's a coach.
But it wasn't just that. It was a combination of things because I've dealt with people in the real world all my life, as you
Yeah, I never dealt with people in the real
out
world.
here on YouTube.
I just dealt with people virtually for the most part. But Eli's dealt with people in the real world, which makes him real good.
Half the world has some form of mental instability, and
those are verified statistics, by the way. Eli says half the world has mental problems because Eli is a mental health professional coach. He's real smart about this stuff.
I'm not trying to be critical, but you guys,
he's not trying to be critical.
I'm sure you see it. Like half the people on, I used to be.
So he's talking to two crazy people about being crazy and asking them if they see the crazy. Do you see what's going on here? He's talking to two crazy people and he's going, you know, the world's crazy. And they're going, yeah, it sure is.
Behave in similar ways. Just more on personal development in my early to mid 30s. And it made me a stronger person. After I had that breakup with that veterinarian in my early 40s, that along with the passage.
Look, man, we've all broken up with veterinarians, Eli. We've all broken up with veterinarians. Don't think you're special.
I made. I want to use my examples of how I used to behave and share why I behaved that way. Yeah, I was jealous of people. I was insecure. I was immature. I might have been acting a bit even unstable and stuff.
Okay, so Eli was a complete and total dipshit, but now he's better and you should listen to him. So Eli was a steaming, raging dipshit, but now he's better. Now he's better. And so, you know, it's better now. Oops, sorry.
Do you think that your channel
humble brag
is representative of that right now in the current state?
Not as best as possible. Great question.
It's a great question. Pedro, the interviewer. Let's get serious with the Pedro.
Question. Do I wish it would go in a different direction? Yes, and I'm trying to take it a different direction. When we further more so get into things, and you guys will understand this whole gang stalking thing, like you were saying, Pedro, on that show, I believe it was on either it was last Monday or this Monday. I can't remember. There's something.
Now, do you think Pedro just went out and met Eli on a nature trail and they made friends on the nature trail, and this is the product of their nature trail friendship? Because Pedro was supposed to fly out there and meet Eli on the nature trail. That might have happened.
And plot things every time you go live, rebroadcast you. Every time you go on someone else's channel for an interview, they all
look. You put yourself on YouTube and people watch you. I can't believe that. If you put yourself on YouTube and people watch you, they're just being complete assholes. Why won't you leave me alone, Stephen Arrow? Why won't you leave me alone? Every time I put myself on the YouTube, you just keep watching. Stop it. Stop. Please stop.
Yeah. I know. Okay. In terms of coaching, right? Your coaching style. What would you describe your coaching style? How do you talk in terms? I mean,
I like to be hands-on. I like to be a hands-on coach. I like to manhandle all my players. Be hands-on. I like to abuse them. I like to degrade them. I like to tell them that they suck and that they should work harder. That's my basic strategy. And so my t-shirt does say shit show because that's what I represent.
A loving yet dominant way, because I feel if you don't tough love people, they're not going to take you seriously.
Oh,
and
so Eli wants to love you in a loving but dominant way. Can you imagine Eli dominating you? I can't imagine Eli dominating a house cat, but Eli likes to love in a dominant way, and he loves him some punani. This is real bad. I can't stand to listen to this guy talk. It's real funny. I don't hate him or anything. It's just fucking ridiculous. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Belt. And back in those days, before these laws came out where you can't even discipline your kids or you go to jail, right? I got the belt a few times, man.
How many kids
And
does
first
Eli
time
have? I think he has 0. Does he have 0 children? Has Eli, in fact, can we get a fact check? I've raised 4 kids. Eli, I believe, has 0 children. What the fuck does he know about raising children and corporal punishment? This sounds like a psychopath who's got his head up his ass. Does Eli have any children? Is he a top fucker? Is Eli a top fucker? I don't think he's a top fucker. I don't even think he's a fucker at all.
dealing with you've said it too, Pedro, and you, Hannibal. We're dealing with participation trophies where you get a trophy for just showing up without having to earn the trophy and understand the meaning of the trophy. And that's why I say you've got no disrespect.
Well, no disrespect, Eli. I got a few trophies that I've won over my lifetime, like quite a few. How many trophies have you won, Eli? What trophies are you showing? What trophies is Eli showing? What trophies is he showing? Because he's won a lot of trophies. He's a winner showing us how to win. He's here on the winner show with the other winners, with the Hannibal's and the Pedro Pants. Real good. It's real good so far. It's real good so far. This is real good. So Eli is not a father, but he thinks that we ruin parenting by not beating our children. Yeah, this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare, Kevin. You want to come on the show, Keevers? If you want to come on the show and relieve me of this fucking nightmare, please do it. Please do it. But Eli is showing us how to parent now. Hey, Keever, start beating your kids, will you? You need to be tougher on them. Eli says so, and he's not a parent, so he knows.
To accept that kind of approach. So are you able, and that's another second question, are you able to change your approach for the audience that you have or the audience you're trying to reach?
That's a great question. And I'm not trying to focus this on Pedro. I love you guys both equally, but this goes back again to something Pedro said.
Yeah, okay. These guys made merciless fun of Eli in every awful way, and he loves them both equally. That's genuine. That's wonderful. That's what love between men and unicorns is about. That's why this is why we've got ourselves a unicorn gangbang. Look at the smile on Pedro's face. Look at how satisfied Pedro is with Eli loving him and showing him love. Look at how happy Pedro is now. Look at his nose. His nose is smiling. That fucking nose is smiling. He's so fucking horny right now for Eli. He's so horny. Oh, Jesus. Look at this guy. Wow. It's great. It's real good. What are they saying?
The miserable clowns, they're the ones who need the tough love approach more than any.
The miserable clowns. See, we only have to click in for a second every once in a while. We're making this a better show. We're making this a better show. I'm making this a better show for you. The miserable clowns that we came on to talk about, yeah, they're docking with each other. They're playing tummy sticks under the table. It's real good. It's real good. So Eli is spouting every bit of the stupidity of Pedro and the Hannibals, which I knew he would, which is why I knew him going on this show to fillet other people faking coaching and advice giving is a real bad idea. Millie loves it. Millie says, let's get evil. Let's worship Satan. Let's go with these 3 fellers who are just real good at stuff.
The same way they're reacting to it, so I compare it. I relate it to my past experiences, and then you call them out and they get triggered because they don't want to admit the truth. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, the problem I have with Eli is that he's such a manly man. He's such a man among men that every time I see him, I feel inferior. Every time I see him, Stevie the Hitman Wonder, look at that, punching in $10 for the Hannibals and the Pedro, loving the Eli, loving the Golden Gate Bridge in the back, representing the best of the Bay Area, representing technology, representing the 2023 zeitgeist. You got yourself the greatest coach in the Bay Area talking to the 2 greatest leaders of the global gig economy. This is a unicorn meeting that we've only dreamed of. And we got the Hannibals with the teeny little body, the giant head, racking the hat. It's real good. And we got that nice fedora. Eli always wearing the fedora, looking smart. Pedro looking extremely satisfied. Pedro seems to be orgasming constantly like Sting. He may have been taking the Sting and Trudy tantric sex seminar so that he can orgasm for an entire show. But he does look like he's orgasming over Eli, bowing down to him and getting on his knees like Nug's girlfriend in the mud. He looks like Eli looks like Nug's girlfriend, Kayla, the drooling redhead, in the mud on his knees. And Pedro's just like, this is so exciting. This is real good.
You're obviously a viewer before I even, started talking about that necessarily. So I caught your ear, right? But one thing that I believe to be true and that works for me is that, I've dealt with some similar things that you have, not on your level. I don't have people calling cops on me.
Oh no! Well, you get in fights with the cops all by yourself, Pedro. You told us. Pedro's challenging people to street fights all the time. He loves that stuff. He's a real violent feller.
Hundreds of videos made about me, probably about as many as you actually. I've had channels dedicated to just me.
Well, you see, everybody wants to be a Pedro, so we have to talk about it.
This is the reason why, Coach Eli, right? So if we're going to say we are coaches and we want to help people and we've had help and it's Tony Robbins or it's this person, right?
Tony Robbins. Did Pedro study under Tony Robbins? Did Pedro study under Tony Robbins and we don't know he's got a Tony Robbins coaching certificate? Did that happen? Can we get a fact check? Can we get a fact check on the Tony Robbins? Can we get a Pedro fact check? Can we get a Pedro fact check?
I want it to go. I don't want to have to, I don't want to, I know you have to be stressed out with the trolls, the haters that are
mute him. Pedro should mute him.
To be stressful. Now I say that because I've dealt with some of that. And there's been moments in my YouTube live or whatever.
Yeah, but Pedro, see, you're a bitch. See, Pedro's a bitch is the problem. Pedro's a little bitch. See, right now, if Pedro wasn't a little bitch, he'd be on my show and not on this little unicorn gangbang. But Pedro's a bitch. And he loves it when I say that. He likes it a lot. That's why he's wearing my shirt today. That's why he and I decided to dress alike. Because he said, Jeff, I'm your little bitch. How can I dress like you? And I said, wear a long sleeve gray shirt today, Pedro. And he did.
The first 50 words that you say, half of them are you're talking about the people that don't like you for whatever reason, right? So at what point, if you're saying now that you want to flip it and not have, you want to go more the coaching route and give people real substance, at what point are you going to do that? And do you think you can? Because right now, my opinion is, I think, and this might offend some of those individuals, and that's okay.
It's going to get spicy. Gonna get spicy.
I think you guys live off each other.
Who?
I think if you ignored them, you won't have as many people in your box.
Yeah.
Right? And let's say 2 months from now, if you started ignoring them today, 2 months from now, you're not going to.
Well, Pedro ignores his trolls. He does real good at ignoring his trolls. That's one of the things he's best at. Pedro is being truthful here. This is one of the smartest things Pedro's ever said. Pedro totally baits and then ignores his trolls. He's real good at it. So he's given this is the best, truest advice I've ever heard him give anybody, quite frankly.
What is that
like
for you if you think you're going to be able to do that?
Okay, great questions. First of all, I was ignoring them for the last year and a half plus. This has been going on for 6 years.
So the good news is Eli was ahead of the game. He already thought of this, but Pedro came up with it, but Eli thought of it too. It's like work harder. It's like pulling yourself up with the bootstraps. Pedro's like, hey, I got an idea. Why don't you ignore your trolls? And Eli's like, I thought of that. I thought of it. Didn't work, but I thought of it.
That all three of us understand that here. We've been doing this for a while, all three of us, and we can turn it on and off like a switch, meaning that we have the self-control regarding what we want to feed in.
Did he say self-control? No, he did not say self-control. Look, he made me smile. I didn't think he could make me smile. He said self-control. That's funny.
You contemplate whether you should feed into something or not in a video or on a stream in real time. And that's as real as it gets. And I respect that. So I'm in the same boat here. Right now, I am basically, this is my audience. I'm catering my content to the active audience here. Sure. And that's because these people have infiltrated themselves into this gig economy community that I joined recently or over the last year. And I wanted to become a part of this labor revolution because I firmly believe that most, if not all jobs will be gig jobs or on phone applications in the next 5 to 10 years. All jobs.
Eli, don't you think you infiltrated yourself in that community first? Would you say that's a fair statement? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, maybe some people see it that way, and it may be that way. That wasn't my intention. My intention was I just wanted to follow other, DoorDashers to learn to be a better DoorDasher. And then I came across you because you have the best SEO out of all of these people. So it works. I'm telling you, it works,
Oh, the
right?
best
And then I
SEO.
liked the motivational stuff, and then I started to see the
But see, Eli's an SEO guy. He's an SEO guy. Yeah, Pedro has SEO, and that's search engine optimization. So Eli worships the search engine optimization. That's real exciting. Eli's just a little money whore. Eli's just a little money whore, which we knew.
Statement.
Yes, I was a part of it before, even with you. And let me tell you
Right,
the
I
truth,
know
Pedro.
Yeah.
The reason why I was trying to get your attention was not because of the DoorDash content, and it was not to try to leverage you. And I know how people see that. It was because I related to the personal development. The motivational Wednesdays is what got me. I bought into you because of the motivational Wednesdays. Now, your DoorDash content was good too, but let's face it, everyone's been doing that kind of content. And it's pretty much dead now. We all realize that, right? But that's honestly, that's
I would say it's
what
not dead. I still do okay with it, but I see why you would say that. I don't feel like it's dead, only because so many new people come to the platform for Google every single day.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
I don't think it's dead. That's my opinion.
Well, and that's who Pedro makes his money off of. He doesn't make his money off of any of us that know actually what's going on. Uh, Pedro makes his money off the new people that come in. And I was talking about that this morning. Pedro is DoorDash product placement. He sold his name, his brand to DoorDash. He's Pedro Depends Santiago, and he fucking hates it. He fucking hates himself. But he sold his name. And all these guys, we showed Jacob Wharton too. These guys are all product placements. They're just human product placements in our community. And so Pedro is not a real gig tuber. Pedro is just an actor. He's a paid actor up here acting badly. Is all he is.
Must some kind of
Mhm.
crazy event happen. So I understand that point. But yeah, the
Good
gig
point.
economy is growing. People are still, there's always something happening. The app's always doing something differently. But I want to jump back in with
Well, that's true.
the strategy of how to handle
Yeah.
Mhm.
detractors, right?
Yeah.
So we can look at both, right?
Yeah.
Pedro had to deal with something in the summertime.
Now we got a real important poll up there. You got to decide, like, is one of these guys the alpha, the beta, and then the cuck? Like, I mean, Pedro obviously would vote for himself as the alpha, but you have to decide, like, who's the head cheese here? We got a unicorn gangbang, and I can't tell who's on top. Everybody's all over the place. I see horns, I see penises, I see legs, I see unicorn manes. It's all in a pile. You got to decide who's on top. It's real
A
good.
lot of accusations.
A
Yeah.
lot of accusations.
Mhm.
And
Lots of accusations that are true, but lots of accusations. Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to invite them on my live stream. Everyone.
Oh no, Hannibal's gonna go get all indignant now. Hannibal's gonna go, I was out scooping dog poop, and Pedro called me and said, you wouldn't believe what this guy said about us.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw
I've
it,
never,
bro.
Yeah.
I've never had that. In the gig economy, that's a lot of live viewers.
Right.
That's huge.
That's-
800,
yeah.
800 people on a live stream, on any live stream, man. Come on, man. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, man.
Yeah, how does Eli get himself some of that shit? How does Eli get himself some of them fresh new YouTube rubes? How do we get some of those new YouTube rubes into the Eli shoot? Got to shoot a couple over them into the Eli shoot, take a couple out of the Pedro shoot. This guy's top of the game in terms of search engine optimization because he put DoorDash in his name. He's a product sponsorship in a human being form. Yeah, the Beetlejuice poster is nice, isn't it? The Beetlejuice poster is real fitting for the Pedro and for the Halloweeners. Nice poster there, Pedro. Real good observations there, Sinful Toaster. Now this is going real well. Everybody's got a real good look on his face. Now Pedro looks confused, but Pedro's always confused. He's either confused or angry, or sometimes he's happy if people are miserable. I've lived in San Fran for a long time. It's a city of junkies and homeless peeps. Good luck dashing in San Fran. Well, yeah, that's true. Good luck dashing anywhere because it's all a shit show. Which is, to be fair to Eli, he is wearing a shirt that says "shit show." It's accuracy and accuracy in advertising. So we don't know. We don't know. Now let's see. Should we listen to their words? I'm against the idea in general, but we'll try it.
Open the live and
Mhm.
say, here we go. Bring your facts. I'll bring mine. I brought mine that night.
And he lied.
timestamps, videos, and
Oh, so he's claiming victory about lying.
you know, I feel very secure and extremely confident in my ability to speak the truth. So I think what Hannibal is asking, maybe you've tried that and we're unaware of it, you know, that way you could maybe put to bed some of these accusations, some of the rumors, and allow these individuals to come in and just have a fucking conversation, right? And maybe you got to yell and scream for a minute, but maybe there becomes a little bit of dialogue.
Look, try it, Pedro. Try it, Pedro. Come on the show. Come have a conversation then, Pedro. You love the conversation for the real men with the real men, Pedro. Who got the moobs? Oh, look, Mr. Flex donated $2 so that he could make fun of Eli's man boobs, and Eli's real happy about it. See, this is the kind of fun we were hoping for. That was real good.
Then you can stare at them all damn day long, dude.
Listen,
all right,
I
dude,
put that up because it was a
$2. Went all full $2 in.
I'll tell you what, Flex, I'm gonna be 50 years old and I'll come and run track with you any given day, bro, and I'll whoop your what. It's
run train on him, Eli. Run train on him. Eli versus Flexi Pants. It'll be a ball off. It'll be a testicular off. This is great. This is wonderful. We got an Eli versus Flexi Pants throwdown.
Let's stick to the point. I'm so sorry, Hannibal.
No problem.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. Go ahead.
So
look, we had to wait this long for that. We had to wait this long into the show to see Flexi Pants put in $2 to talk about Eli's moves. That's good shit. That's real priceless. That's top quality.
You know what, or suck up to you, but you're like the most literate guy in the gig economy community.
Who
like
is?
Honestly, you respect, man. Seriously,
there's some
man.
more literate gig economy guys out there, I think. But I appreciate.
Look,
the
dude,
sentiment.
compared to listen, no disrespect to anyone, but compared to many others out there, man, you carry your own. And I wanted to say that because everyone thinks I'm here to suck Pedro's nuts. And sorry, Pedro, I respect, man. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to do that to anybody.
I get my nuts sucked all the time. I don't need anybody else.
I get that.
Balls. I get it all day. It's fine.
God.
Exactly.
Well,
So
you're right. Hannibal.
No.
Hannibal is. Listen, this is my guy right here. Okay, like this is.
Is he telling us
fascinating,
Hannibal sucks his
smart.
nuts all day? Is that what he's saying? Did he just tell us he gets his nuts sucked by Hannibal all day?
I wish I had at times, and I'm.
Wow. Look at how excited he is about his nuts. He's like, if I put them in your mouth, you gargle them, you put them way back in your throat, you put your hands back, I go take them deeper. Eli's like, yeah, it's real good. They're real moist. The hair is not too bad. They don't smell too bad. And Hannibal's like, I'm so thirsty. I'm just reading, but I'm thinking about it real hard. Like, is that Eli going to steal Pedro's nuts from me? Yeah, this is freaky. This is Freaky Wednesday right here. This is getting real freaky. This is getting real freaky. I'm afraid they're going to start talking about Punani next, and it could get just X-rated real fast. I'm afraid to leave the computer, quite frankly. I'm afraid they're going to go crazy and get my channel canceled.
words, it dies out. It's just the same thing on repeat. So the bottom line is everything that you've done. See, Pedro, I didn't know you guys. You guys didn't know me. Like earlier on this year, I was just this Coach Eli guy. Who the hell am I? And you guys are the right.
Now he's a star. Now he's a star. Now he's a global masterpiece. Now he's a global player. He got in the game. He read my book and watched my video, and now Eli's a pillar of the community. I'm purchasing the villas at Bear Island and gifting them to Pedro. The apartments that Eli had implied Pedro could not afford a single unit of. Oh, well, that's fun. So we're getting some good. It's okay, troll. $49.99. That's an expensive troll. Holy crap. Somebody needs to troll me. Why are you not trolling me with $49.99 hugs? Look at that. $49.99. That was $49. Look at that. $49.99 for the Pedro. That's real good. That's a great value. A real good value. I'm making money off this. Yeah, Pedro brought it up in his video earlier. When he was seething and talking about me without saying my name. Let's see. Hannibal's got to fix his hair. He's thirsty. Got to get the hair right. Good. Like the color of the shirt. I like the color of the Hannibal's shirt. He does seem to have a fairly small body for a large head. I'm a little bit thrown off by the size of his body, but I'm not going to complain. Now, Pedro's got a pretty proportional head. Eli, yeah, he's all right. He's got a smaller head than Hannibal, which I think is helpful. Okay.
Video. I think a lot of us do it on some levels. Even people in the chat that have
Yeah,
channels.
he's here to
You
gargle
want
balls.
you want
Stephen
clicks and
Arrow.
views.
He
There's
locates.
nothing wrong
He
with
likes
that.
him to
I've been
gargle
very
balls.
adamant about that. Right.
Okay, Pedro only lets people on his show if they're going to gargle his balls. That's why I won't go on his show, because I don't gargle his balls. Yeah, his body's a little small too. I don't know. They're all real strange fellers. These guys are all. But see, Pedro says he was a big jock and tough guy in high school. He's a big bully who laughed at everybody else because he got all the girls. So I don't know. You know, according to Pedro, Pedro's always been the top of the heap. He was a born leader, born influencer, born athlete, born great, born dasher, born Pedro DoorDash Santiago, uh, born handsome, born charismatic, born psychopathic. He's into S&M. He likes pain. He likes to inflict pain on other people, and he likes to inflict pain on himself. He's real good at this. Yeah, Wacky Wednesday, no drama. That's right. Wacky Wednesday, no drama. There's no drama here. It's all comedy. It's all comedy. We got a unicorn gangbang for the Wednesday. It's real exciting. It's real good. We're only listening to part of it. That's what makes it so good.
About that, because Hannibal's very like, hey, bro, you shouldn't have done that. You can't do that. You know, when
It's
I
all
saw
good,
Hannibal,
I mean,
no, but when I saw him in
yeah.
person, I got
Yeah.
to give him credit. Hannibal's like, hey, man, you're not really going over there.
Oh, Hannibal's like, you shouldn't really go kill people and spend the rest of your life in jail. You shouldn't really do it. And Hannibal gave him good advice. He's like, don't go on the nature trail and attack people, Pedro. And Pedro's like, well, I guess. Good advice, Hannibal. I'm glad I called you.
Pedro did not agree the entire time. Like I'm trying to explain to him, and now I think
Yeah, Pedro didn't agree because Pedro's like, I got to go to San Francisco and beat up Eli on the nature trail, and Hannibal's like, really, you don't. And then Pedro's like, no, I have to. And then Hannibal's like, but really, you don't have to do it. You could not go and not beat up Eli. And so Pedro's like, I don't think that I don't think you're analyzing this right, Hannibal. And Pedro argued with him for a while, but Hannibal finally won out, and Pedro realized the wisdom of not going and attacking Eli on a nature trail and taking himself away from his family by a prison. So that was a good advice from the Hannibals. We see why he is Pedro's one and only best black friend.
Calm and all this, right? I mean, let's be honest before I get into that. I'll answer that.
Yeah.
Or are you not? Are you not surprised?
I am a little surprised.
What are we surprised at?
Hannibal's more surprised than me. I expected.
I did a lot of the live stream. I mean, you were part of some of the live streams. Some of the stuff I've seen today. These last 48 hours, what's going through your head? Like what?
Yeah, good question.
No, this is a good question.
Like,
Well,
what's going on?
well, you guys are probably wondering why I even showed up after all this. You guys are probably wondering why I'm here and why I'm calm and all this, right? I mean, let's be honest before I get into that. I'll answer that.
Okay.
Or are you not? Are you not surprised?
No, I'm surprised.
I am a little surprised. Yes.
Surprised.
Hannibal's more surprised than me. I expected you to show up last week. Things happen, and I respect that. I was very confident you would show up tonight.
But
I was a 99.
It's more intense now than it was last week. So like last week, it wasn't that nothing necessarily transpired. It's like actually more intense. So you can answer that question. But another question, and I want you to be honest, if you can. Do you kind of like the
tension?
It was not even okay. Tension, drama, whatever.
Drama.
Do you like this intensity? Do you like intense situations? Intense conversation, intense. Like, does this make you feel more interested to make a live, to go live if there's tension happening?
It's a great question.
It is a great question because it's something that you would also ask Pedro too.
Pedro can answer it.
Well, hold on.
I mean, but Eli,
Eli, I tell you what, I'll answer it first because this might help you.
I go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, go ahead. You're the guest. Go ahead. You go first.
Well, no. It's like I don't have a problem who goes first. I'm just saying I'm not afraid to go first. But wow, Flex, that's cool, dude.
Yeah,
I'm loving this, man.
Flex is super supporter. He's a big baller out in New Jersey. Flex makes more money.
He's
than
money
most
bags, man.
Yeah, big time.
Oh God, you are the man, Flex. No, go ahead, Pedro. Out of respect, it's your show. I want to respect that.
So
go ahead.
Yeah,
that's cool, dude.
Yeah,
I'm loving this, man.
Flex is super supporter.
$50 from the Flexi Pants. Flexi Pants is loving this. Flexi Pants, we are not trolls as you refer to people. Yeah, Flexi Pants is real excited.
He's a big baller out in New Jersey. Flex makes more
He's
money than
money
most
bags,
Jersey
man.
drivers. Yeah, big time.
Oh God, you are the man, Flex. No, go ahead, go ahead, Pedro. Out of respect, it's your show. I want to respect that.
Sure.
But
So
seriously, go ahead.
yeah, I think I get why you would say that. However, I'll say this, and I've been very consistent with this. I have entertained some of the haters or trolls or detractors, and I've done things, but I'll tell you what, I ignore most of what.
Eli has never said a damn thing about our movement because Eli's not here for the movement. Eli's here for AdSense and revenue sharing and his coaching business.
What comes your way. So I've been pretty patient, actually. I've had people say all kinds of crazy things. I thought you said something crazy to me, and I was, about what happened, this earlier in the year. I didn't like that, and I'll let you know in the comment section. I pulled up on that channel you were on. I didn't enjoy that, right? But I've had even worse things said than that about me. Channels being made, and I ignore 90% of what is because I don't.
Right.
It doesn't matter to me because I don't know them.
He ignores 90%, not 100%, but 90%.
Your channel needs that for the traction. Because I am a busy dude. I got other things to do. So I think what he's asking you is, do you actually like that the people don't like you? Maybe that's
do you have no problem being the villain or infamous or being the bad guy in someone's story?
I'm sorry. I'll answer that question, but the fluffer nutter thing is funny. I'm sorry about that.
That was completely funny. That's why I showed it. So shout out to.
No, thank you. Shout out to Brian. Mr. DoorDash sucks, right?
Anyway, not really, but that's.
I know. You.
Pedro doesn't like Brian. Brian tells the truth too often. Pedro doesn't like Brian. Pedro, be nice to Brian. Don't hurt him.
But okay, here's the truth of the matter. It's not about whether I like it or not. It's about I do what's called real-time life coaching. Most of you don't know I have a main channel. All my content on there. It's been monetized for over 4 years. It's been around for 5 years. And I don't know do you like it or not. It's about I do what's called real-time life coaching. Most of you don't know I have a main channel, Coach Eli Elias Mellis. I used to do all my content on there. It's been monetized for over 4 years. It's been around for 5 years. And when I met Don and started creating content on Coach Eli 2, and we got it to monetization stats, we monetized that and moved all the live streams there. And on the main channel, I do shorts where I say, subscribe to Coach Eli 2 for real-time life coaching. Now, it's going to be hard to believe this is how I feel. It's just where I'm coming from. Like on that, on the Walking with Purpose streams, I will choose a topic. Sometimes I'll choose a topic. Sometimes I'll respond to community news of what's happening real-time in the community. And, there are people invested, especially in this community, and they want to know what's going on. And we can talk things out. It's just a forum to talk things out. It's more like an informal type of show where anything goes. Now, when I do shows from the studio with Dawn, and she'll be back. Dawn's in the other room. You guys know now I didn't get arrested today. I didn't get arrested when the cops came to the house. Okay. So it's all good. She's in the other room and we're going to do a show soon again. Okay. But when we do those shows, we'll talk more, of those serious nature topics and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll do some shorts on the main channel or pre-recorded videos on the main channel. But as far as the Walking with Purpose stream goes, it's kind of like your Sunday night show, Pedro, where anything goes, come on up, have your piece. Let's work through this and move on. Right. Maybe it's a structure or maybe it's something that I need to change down the road. Maybe it's something that I need to do differently, but that's how I've been doing it from this point on. But as far as the villain and stuff, for me, I love calling people out on their shit, just like you do, Pedro. Let's be real. I love calling people out on their shit because it's a great lesson to teach other people. And a lot of these people that have come at me, I use them for example purposes, which they've all been for that. For example purposes. It's for example purposes. This is not, good behavior. There's something not right here. Don't behave this way. It'll affect you in this way, blah, blah, blah. Right. So that's how I'm seeing it. If you guys have a different way you're seeing it, I'm open to hearing that. I'm open to taking any advice from you guys. See, I'm open to hearing advice from you guys. But people that are just haters, they're going to hate just because you agree. I cannot value something coming from people that are just going to hate no matter what. I will value advice from you guys and other people that I have respect for.
Well, I would say this. I think some of the people that we call haters, because I've used that word and trolls, and Hannibal's used it, I think, as well. They're not always haters and trolls. They might just be people with a different opinion, a different perspective, or you know what? A lot of people do not agree with the things that I say, and I get comments that I look at it as a message, a word on a screen, and you interpret it very differently than if they were in person with me. Because if I was having an actual conversation with a human being, I think it would be different. But when you read something, depending upon your attitude, your mood that day, what you had going on, you might interpret that as hate or trolling, and it might just be a difference of opinion. I think you get a lot of that, but I think sometimes it seems like you might struggle with how to deal with it, right? Because I think you just compared our shows. Our shows are completely different, Eli. Respect.
Of course they are.
My Sunday show is very different than what you do. Not better, but different. So I don't think it's a fair comparison because I don't really block people. I don't time people out. I don't assume everybody is a troll. I've seen you on your walks. You're like, hey, is that the really you? I don't know who that is. You don't have, it's like you don't trust who's coming into your channel. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think our shows are very different. I would like for you to ignore them. I think that would be interesting. I'd like to see you go more the coach route and see what you could do with that, because they're feeding you, you're feeding them, and you guys are in this battle of like wits almost, and nobody is winning, right? Mm-hmm. If anything,
definitely no one's backing down.
No, it looks right. Like. So nobody's winning. If anything, some of the channels that talk about you are probably making more money than you on YouTube. So that's got to fucking sting, right? That has to hurt a little bit, right? I mean, I've seen some of the super chats. It's like it gets crazy, right? So if anything, you're feeding them more content than they're feeding you. So it's like I feel like you're in this space. It's tough. I get it, right? It's almost like with me with the DoorDash content. You got to keep doing it to stay relevant. And I think in some ways, I think you got to keep doing it, and sometimes trying to make an example out of them, using them as content. Hey, this is why you're doing this. But you're in this zone right now that you cannot get out of. That's how I see it, So.
Well, you want me to respond?
Yeah, you can respond. Go ahead.
Just real quick. No, I get where you're coming from. You make a whole lot of sense, and I can withdraw from it anytime I feel like it. I'm basically right now doing what I feel is right to, move my channel forward and deal with what I have at hand. And sometimes you have to do that. A lot of these people in the past, like I said, I went on panels with them and I tried to talk things out, and I gave them the opportunity. And here's the thing. There's nothing more to hear me out, guys. And please, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to not accept what you're saying. I do, but there's nothing left to leverage from these people, but there's plenty of them to leverage from me, because there will always be something new coming from my end. There's nothing new about them. These people are just the same. They do the same things. They attack, harass, and defame people, and all this stuff. You've seen this. If these people did even 1/3 of what they've done to me, Pedro, to you and your family, you'd be showing up and kicking some ass. You would be.
Oh well, yeah. That's why I said I was going to roll up on you, because you said some sideways shit. Let me be very direct with you, Eli. That's why I said.
I understand.
When I said I was going to show up in March, that's because I'm going to be there anyway. Right. So, yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but it's because the same way you feel people have said things about you, you did the same thing to me. Mm-hmm. Right. That's how I took it, because if you want to get my attention, the way to do that as a man isn't to talk about another man's tragedy. And that's what you did. So, do I feel bad about how I showed up on another doofus's channel? I do, actually, because that guy doesn't deserve my energy or Hannibal's or yours, quite frankly. Yeah. Right. But I meant what I said, because that, I do stand on what I believe in. The family is extremely important to me, to Hannibal, to you. Mm-hmm. So I get that. I get that. But yeah, I think, you're mentioning they don't have leverage. I think you give them leverage. My opinion is you give them leverage based on your actions. And
they come unprovoked, Pedro.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, I guess at this point, it's been so many years of the back and forth. Like we don't have enough. I've not watched your content enough to know who started what.
Yeah.
But at this point, we got to move beyond who started what, and how can we move forward, right? I think the situation, especially with Pedro when he went through, and again, I do not agree with what I think sometimes when we get mad, and I think I actually both, since you guys do more of the live stream, the more spontaneous content, you guys get mad, right? You guys stream when you guys are upset. It's like, all right, I'm upset with something, and let me stream. Is that something that, Pedro, do you do that? Eli, do you do that? Like when I'm mad, I'm going to start streaming something.
I'll answer that. I've done that one time in 3 years. And Hannibal, I think you can remember the one time I was pissed and I went live and it was like a random live. I've done it one time. Yeah, I can admit that it wasn't my better moment on YouTube. That video isn't even on YouTube anymore. But I meant it when I did it. But I have done that one time, if I'm being honest. Yes. Yep.
Well, you got pissed off at that shop and pay too the other week on that live, man. That was great, man.
That's nothing.
That was great, dude. I know, dude. I was laughing.
That's in the moment. Like that's just me. But Hannibal knows what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I know, dude. That wasn't that big of a deal. I listen. No. I've had frustrating moments where I've slammed. I listen. Just because a man slams a door doesn't mean he's a psychopath. It means he
it doesn't. But a lot of people seem to think that. But I would say that everybody slammed a car door in their life. Everybody
or a home door or something. Yeah. No, I agree. I was just laughing, dude. I was like, damn, I'm pissed off at those. I was pissed off at those shopping pays too, man. When they never go the right way, they waste your freaking time. I'm like, Pedro, you're right.
Yeah, that's
you're right.
That's nothing.
That is nothing.
But Eli, have you got upset about something or was going on recently and decided I need to go live right now instead of? Pedro probably regret by doing. Maybe I should have waited a few hours. Maybe I should have waited the next day.
That's fair.
Have you had that for you in your YouTube career?
Have I had? Okay.
Where you get upset? Where you get upset and you immediately start streaming. You immediately start creating some kind of content, usually a live stream, because you're upset.
I've done that quite a few times, and I'll tell you why. Because I am a real-time person. A lot of what I do is a real-time thing, sharing my stories, trying to lead by example, trying to tackle things head on. And you have to also understand that there's a certain shelf life to certain things that happen, whereas other things have a longer shelf life. So, for example, if you're the first one to break the story, you're going to get more of the traction than the other people. And I am a YouTuber, and yes, I do want traction, and I do want the clicks and the monetized playbacks, but I also want to do the right thing too. So, I've gone live many times. I've created content many times when things pop up, like today. I wasn't going to do a Walking with Purpose stream. I was just going to relax until this show. But after Redwood City Police shows up at my place and, right when they came, I'm like, yeah, I know why you're here. Somebody called, a wellness check on my girlfriend, Dawn, and I from YouTube. Yeah. Come on, let me show you where Dawn's at. Let's go talk. And I was cool and calm because I've been dealing with this shit for 6 years. So it's like, I expected it. Right. And then I'm like, okay, let's just go make everyone aware because let's just talk about it. Right. And so question, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Why didn't you go live earlier today when you had the live scheduled for you and Dawn? You want to talk about that or do you want to not?
Yeah, absolutely, Pedro. Absolutely. Last night, I'll tell you, Dawn and I were up late and we were doing a bunch of laundry. We're basically, her mother's coming to visit on, I believe, one of these days on the weekend. I can't remember which day. Dawn's going to finalize that. I was up late, vacuuming, doing other stuff with Dawn, and getting the place ready. There's a lot of work to do, and I want it to be perfect. So I was tired. I was freaking tired. So that's why we didn't do the stream last night. Initially, we were both tired. We took a little nap. We woke up, and throughout the night we were working on stuff. And then we were going to do the show at 11 a.m., but then we were still sleeping. Then I rescheduled it, and we were still sleeping, And then we got up and then, we hear the door and boom, it's Redwood City Police. And it's like, oh my God, man. It's like, that's what happened. Now, look, when you're an entrepreneur, and this, Pedro, this, Hannibal, when you're an entrepreneur, you don't have a regular schedule. Sometimes entrepreneurs work in the middle of the night because that's the most peaceful time and you can get shit done. So it's like,
now the question is, of course, why are we watching the worst thing I've ever seen? And it's because it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny since we don't have to listen to the whole thing and be on it. I like watching it this way. I'm having fun watching it with you, because this is fucking ridiculous. This is 3 of the most ridiculous characters I've seen in many, many, many years. Potentially most of my 55 years of life. These are the 3 of the most ridiculous goobers and numbskulls that I've ever seen in one place at one time. It's real impressive. It's really something.
Anybody, right? Like if somebody asked me,
Right.
Oh,
I
it's
don't,
great.
I don't fucking know anybody an
It's going real
explanation
good.
to what Madison's
So
got going
just
on with my kids.
kind of an update on the unicorn gangbang. So far, Eli has jerked off all over Pedro's face like 3 times, and Hannah Balls is impotent, but he's getting real excited watching.
Point, 10 minutes ago, it's almost like you like playing that game and keep people guessing a little bit. That's how I look at it. I could be wrong, but
That's a part of it. You mind if I jump in before I forget my thought? I don't mean to cut you off, man, but listen, dude. I understand both you guys.
I gotta put this.
I
Thanks
respect
for the
you guys more
silicone.
than you
Nothing
think.
but silicone. Are you like Batman or something? Like
Who
are you
are you,
on or
silicone?
something? How? Where are you doing? Can I have a job? Like, can you?
What was going after Pedro and his unfortunate circumstances just a way to get your foot into the door of this wonderful community? No disrespect. I love everyone. That's a beautiful message at $99.99. Now that's worth 2 Pedro hugs right there. That's worth 2 Pedro hugs right there. Real good. $99.99, supporting the war in Ukraine. Excellent. We got a good message there for the people. I'm real confused. Now, Pedro looks real happy about the $99.99. He looks real happy. Now, here's $5. That's not as good, but it's from a nice looking lady. That's good. Hello, Pedro and Hannah Balls. I'm a member of both channels. She loves them. The girl in the pink tanky with the cowboy hat loves the Pedro and Hannah Balls. See, this is why you do it. You do it for the people. You do it for the people.
Okay, guys, I gotta go take care of Don real quick. Can you guys give me 5 minutes?
Oh,
absolutely.
You gotta
and listen. I think the people that think Dawn isn't there. I think I just heard her voice.
I often have to take breaks for my cat. I often have to take cat breaks. Let's go to the videotape.
It's easy, right? But a lot of times we think it's harder than it is. It's not that hard to do this. It's not glamorous. It's not glorious. Okay, you think I like delivering McDonald's? Fuck no, I don't like doing DoorDash sometimes. Absolutely not. But I am doing it now as a short-term thing. It's been 3 years. I get it. Because I have long-term goals, and the YouTube's part of that, and inspiring and motivating and the coaching and all of that shit. It will pay off in the end.
All of it.
You got to struggle sometimes to get to where you want to be. Do you think professional athletes, do you think Kobe Bryant wanted to, he talks about what separated him from his teammates was a lot of guys would do the 4-hour workouts or whatever, right? He said, okay, well, if I wake up at 7 a.m. and do a workout, boom, 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 come back, it's 11, 12, I do lunch and then go to my practice. Okay, I got a workout in and a practice. He said, but if I wake up at 4 and get a practice in before everybody else, go home, take a nap, do my thing, eat, do another one.
Right.
Go see my daughters, take care of my family, boom, boom, boom. And then instead of watching TV and YouTube and going to bed early, all right, let me get that last workout in. And he separated himself from everybody else because he put more time and effort into his craft. And that's why he's one of the best ever. If anybody that has a measure of success is...
So he's the first person. He has a friend. His friend is the first person ever to exercise or focus on their diet. And when you have friends like Pedro and you have people breaking new ground by weighing their food, it's a life-changing deal. What separates Pedro from the rest of us is that Pedro looks at the deeper level behind the humanity of the food weighing. It's real great. And so he's talking about it. I'm sorry I didn't pause him there. I don't want to miss any of this important info. He was talking about it's real important, but I'm trying to pay attention to your comments too. Mary Eli says, "Oh, Flex, you're the man. Oh boy, Flexy." Yeah, look, Flexy, the way to Pedro's heart, you could feed him, fuck him, or finance him, and Flexy is financing him, and so Pedro likes that a lot. Now Pedro can probably also get fucked and fed with that $99.99, so it's a real good deal. Financing's real flexible financing. Glitch Dash has something to say to us. Delusions of grandeur. Kobe Bryant was a legend. Well, Pedro is much like a retired NBA superstar, Glitch Dash. He's delivered hot dogs in St. Louis at a level few people have ever experienced for hot dog delivery, Glitch Dash, and it's real good. What separated Kobe was the amazing natural talent. Yeah, he worked hard at delivering Happy Meals, but he had generational talent. That's right. Well, see, Pedro's a generational talent in leadership, though. Look at the guy. Look at the generational talent right here. Look at the eyes. You got to look in here. You got to look behind the glasses, and you see a generational Kobe Bryant level leadership talent. Oh, what separates Pedro is well, it does separate Pedro. It separates Pedro from a lot of things. Yeah, she's not real healthy, it doesn't seem, and Eli helps her out. Yeah, yeah. Don't watch it seriously. Just watch me for the comedy, Mary Poppins. And if it's too much for you, you can just log out. I'll understand. I'll understand. You can come back when the Pedro's off the screen. It's pretty hard to take. Now let's see if Eli's back. No, Eli's still off taking care of the medical things, which is great. It's important to do. You don't want to have a TV show where you don't have to take a break. You don't want to have anybody else helping you out or have anybody else bringing your girlfriend a glass of water. You got to take a break in a TV show with people watching so that you can, you know, get it all going correctly. Now, how many people are watching right now? How many people are in their box? They got 104 people in their box for the break time for Eli. That's real good. Oh, look, Rideshare Rodeo's here. That's fun. Our good friend Steve, Rideshare Rodeo, here for the people. What up, Flex? You out of YT jail yet? Because he's such a good guy. Rideshare Rodeo, such a nice feller. Flexi, my guy. They love each other. Coach J. Rom. Basketball ain't the same without Jordan and Webb. So we're talking about the greats. Everybody's on the same page here. This is good. Everybody's on the same page with the Pedro.
Success. Let me get into the second story. Another friend of mine, very, very dear friend of mine. Okay, I won't share his name. Going through some things, financial stuff, divorce. I mean,
Fair question.
and this man is a fantastic father. He is a well-educated, he's the smartest person I know. If I had to those Jeopardy, if I had to phone a friend.
Yeah, Glitch Dash, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking the same thing. This little TV timeout's a little I mean, you show up 15 minutes, 17 minutes late, and then you take a TV timeout in the middle. He's got a lot of duties. Maybe this guy needs to take some time off and just attend to his family. I don't know. He's got a lot of things going on. Yeah, it's just a power play. It's a good power play. You know, you got a power play. You got to get an extra player on the ice. It's a power play. Pedro, Mr. Production, Mr. Positive, Mr. Moneymaker, Delivery Dweeb. Yeah, he's real good. He's real full of himself. He's the king. He hates doing it, though. He fucking hates it. That's the key. Yeah, he did. He did. That's what happened. We all saw it. We all saw it. Is Eli back yet? No, Eli's not back yet. Well, maybe he could be. I had to pause. Let's see if Eli's back yet. No, no, Eli. Still not back. Or no, Eli. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, Eli. No, Eli. What are these boys saying?
I'm sure that there's some parts where I would laugh. Like there's some, but I mean, Seinfeld. You can't keep people with Seinfeld or Martin. Like Martin is so funny.
Those shows are way better than Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like Friends. Matthew Chandler died. Matthew Perry died, right? That's real sad. He was 1 year younger than me. This is how close I am to death. Matthew Perry died. He's 1 year younger than me. He's dead. I'm not dead yet. That means I'm winning. He was rich though, but I'm not dead. He was rich, but I'm not dead, which is good. I'm sorry he died. It's too bad. 54 is too young to die. I'm not ready to go yet. Leave me alone. Get off my lawn.
And he's the friend I would phone. He is the smartest, most patient human being that I know. One of the most thoughtful next to Madison. Just an amazing man. But things happen in life.
Yeah, but he makes Madison ask for money. Madison's a stay-at-home partner, and he makes Madison ask for money. He said that it's like she wants money, and I earn all the money, so I got to make sure that I dole out the money to Madison properly because I'm not just going to give her. She stays home with the kids and does all the family stuff, but it's my money. Pedro's a real nut job. You wouldn't want to be Pedro's significant other. Oh, okay. What do we got? Maybe Pedro needs to grab his girlfriend and pull her in against her will. Yeah, that would do it. That was real good video. That was a real good video when he pulled his girlfriend in real strange and gave her a real creepy hug in front of the camera to show everybody what a loving, creepy guy is. I liked it a lot. That was a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Any side? Oh, we got an Eli sighting. Hold on. The star has returned. The star has returned to the show.
He is like where I am most impactful in my opinion, because that's just me. It's very raw, right? So I want to offer you a piece of advice, and you don't have to respond in any way.
Good.
If you are Coach Eli and you have two channels that say Coach Eli and then Coach Eli 2, right?
Right.
If I'm being honest with you,
Do it.
and you could push back and challenge me in any way, you can give me some criticism. I'm open to that, right? Very open to constructive criticism. Your channel does not look like a coach channel. And I think you know that in your heart, because everything that you've done in the last couple of months doesn't align with that business plan. And we talk about being entrepreneurs. We talk about spending sleepless nights, and we're working and you're hustling. Clearly, I do have to give you respect in this fashion. You hustle on YouTube. You're very consistent. Like, I can appreciate that because I'm very similar in that regard. We go live a lot. It takes a lot of time and effort to make a YouTube channel. You know that. I know that. Hannibal knows it.
And
but if I'm being honest,
and that's Pedro's goal in life. Pedro doesn't give a fuck about information or anything else. He just wants to make a YouTube channel. So that's what he's doing. He's just making YouTube content. He doesn't care what it's about. It's just we just are convenient. We're just a convenient part of his scam.
it's conveying that, but you control that, don't you? You control what your channel is, what your thumbnails are, what your description are, who you block, who you don't block. You control that 100%.
Well, sure, you could put up an anti-Semitic trope like Pedro and Hannibal's did for Eli. You could do that because you control your thumbnails. You could put up any kind of trope you want on that. That's true. It's absolutely true.
But you're allowing them to make your channel something that you don't want to be. And to me, you're losing in that regard, because you've turned your channel into something that you don't want. Right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel when I say that?
Mary Poppins.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. I completely agree with what you're saying, 100%, 1,000,000%. And if you're shocked to hear that, it's the truth. The truth is the truth, man. Look, the thing is this. Right now, I'm dealing with what I've got. And that's the truth of the matter. I've been trying to switch communities. I've been trying to remove myself from this toxic community of where these people came from. All these people, no disrespect. This is the audience you guys have. You gotta, this is the audience. You guys don't block anyone. I get what you folks are saying. But I feel when you have like a gang type of audience of one group of people, there's only so much you can get from them. There's only so much you can do, right? You want to expand your horizons. And so for me, in order to expand my horizons, I have been looking at other communities. I was driving for DoorDash and Uber for a while. I wanted to follow that community. I resonated with a lot of the content, yours, even you, Hannibal. Yes, I did watch you, Hannibal, as well. Even Dashing Trader, FDA, right? FDA, right? Pedro, right? Hannibal, I watched all of them. Zach Drives Fast, even all the women. The funny thing is the women don't get involved in any of this. The funny thing is all of the female gig, content creators. My God, man, I tell you, women have surpassed the maturity of men. Like, the women are handling this so much better. I got to tell you, man, us men have too much testosterone or pride or ego. And I listen, Pedro, let's be real. We've got egos. I got one. You got one.
Do you see the pain? Do you see how much pain I'm in? Do you see the physical pain on my face? I feel like I'm giving birth. I feel like I'm giving birth to like a basketball or something. Oh man. You know, the amount of slime right now, the amount of slime being dumped into the internet could break it. There's a lot. This may be like one of the greatest. 1999. This person's got a lot of money. We need nothing but silicone needs to be invited over to our side of the aisle because they have a lot of money. Can you all three please tell me what accountability means to you? Accountability means nothing to any of them. Nothing but silicone. Is that not obvious? Accountability. Where did you get that fucking word? How'd that come in? Accountability on this show with those guys? No way.
Going on live.
Yeah.
I will keep it in a little bit. I rant, I rave, I curse, I go crazy, but it's not on.
Crazy. Hannibal goes crazy, but he keeps it in. He goes crazy, but he keeps it in when he goes crazy. This is real strange. Listen to the man with the giant head and the tiny body tell you about what he's doing.
Upset a day from now. In fact, I may be completely wrong about why am I upset. I may have to talk to my wife or hang out with Pedro or someone to bounce this idea. So before I go and make a video attacking or whatever content creator, I would ask him.
He needs to talk to his wife or Pedro. Hold on. I gotta go talk to my wife or Pedro. My Pedro or wife.
Being wrong here. And sometimes they'll say, yeah, you're a little sensitive on that one. And I trust them. So even if they did give me the tough love, like my wife gives me tough love, I trust her with that. So that's how I kind of approach YouTube. And it's a little different because you guys are more everyday. You guys have to kind of go through it, right?
Yeah,
and you guys could say something
balls.
that you may regret saying after you already said it, because you guys are grounded, you guys doing the everyday content. So that's a little bit of my approach on how I handle it. So it works for me, but it not work for everybody else, right? Especially if you guys are doing the everyday stuff. So that's how I kind of come with the content. So there's times I'm really insensitive. Am I being wrong here? And sometimes they'll say, yeah, you're a little sensitive on that one. And I trust them. So even if they did give me the tough love, like my wife gives me tough love, I trust her with that. So that's how I kind of approach YouTube. And it's a little different because you guys are more everyday. You guys have to kind of go through it, right? And you guys could say something that you may regret saying after you already said it.
Just like he was obsessed with MGTOW, which was men going their own way, which is like an incel weirdo group. He thinks he can just walk in somewhere and be an expert. That's how he lives his whole life. He wants the perks without the work. That's from Mrs. Ka. Okay, well, Pedro skipped over that real fast. He skipped over that real fast.
You guys are grounded. You guys doing the everyday content. So that's a little bit of my approach on how I handle it. So it works for me, but it not work for everybody else, right? Especially if you guys are doing everything.
Yeah, you need to do some recruiting, Vartan. That nothing but Silitone's got a lot of cash. We need some of that cash.
Brooklyn, about 3-4 years ago, before I started doing full-time gig work, I'll have an employee that I hired fuck up, like do something really bad. I'm going to have to go upstairs to the owner's office, and the owner's going to be mad with me. And I'm thinking, especially back then, why are you?
Wait a minute. Glitchdash, are you saying Pedro's tipping himself? Is Pedro tipping himself? Is Pedro giving himself the tip? Is Pedro just baiting us as a masturbator on TV? Is Pedro just baiting us? Why did Eli keep the stream going when Don was crying and asking him to stop? For views? Okay, that's a question from Thunder. We know Thunder. Okay. What's the Hannibal saying?
Well, for me, because yeah, I can rant and get upset about how certain things didn't go my way, and some people could have did this, could have did that. But when I really feel like this is all on me, I feel good because then I have the ability to change it. I have the ability to figure out how to get out of it. I post a video, no one watched it, right? Like it died. I can sit there like fucking YouTube algorithm bullshit. They're not pushing my stuff. It's like, nope, the video wasn't good enough. What can I do to make the video better? Let me watch some YouTube videos about it. Let me look at a new technique. That's to me, total accountability. So there's not who did this and who just said this to me. And so even with some of these videos that attack me, I don't want to, it's not a big deal. It's like, all right, cool. You may be right. You may be completely wrong. But I may have said something to hurt their feelings. I know I made videos. I made videos about you, Eli. I made videos about some of the other people. I'm sure it hurts their feelings.
Join the crowd, brother.
But I take accountability that's something that I did. I hurt their feelings. Pedro was upset. He wanted to go visit you because feelings were hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
I get it.
It's honestly,
You could hurt my feelings, but it's when you're talking about somebody. Like,
what I'm saying.
I'm very old school when it comes to talking about women or kids or situations without having knowledge.
Me too.
I'm just very, you know,
you're protective.
I'm very protective.
Right.
Me too.
So it may never necessarily be a personal thing, but that emotion, you invoked an emotion that kind of pushes out. But also it's on Pedro's accountability. Yeah, someone said something, that doesn't mean you have to go visit them. You don't have to drive all the way to California. You don't have to do any of those things.
Yeah.
Because when something goes wrong, and that's why I think this conversation is great, that we're trying to cool the temperature down. We're trying to bring the temperature down with this. Because I don't want anyone hurt.
The temperature is very hot right now, and I wonder why it's even hot, right? Because at the end of the day, none of us. I know Hannibal. I've met Hannibal many times. I really don't know Eli. I don't know any of you guys in the chat. Maybe I've met a couple of you, but like, we get worked up over people we've never met, and that's always kind of been weird to me. And to Hannibal's point, as far as accountability, like Silico.
Well, see, what Pedro's explaining is how he's a bitch, right? Pedro's explaining that he's a bitch because he gets all worked up about people he doesn't know, and he lies all the time, but then he gets worked up, and then he talks about accountability because Pedro's a bitch.
Like, if Eli lived in St. Louis, I would have done pulled up on you, and that's just me being honest, like 100%. Like, I would.
Nice. If Eli was in St. Louis, Pedro popped a cap in his ass, apparently.
I'm a very rational, very quick, like just instinctive person.
Impulsive is the word.
And my impulsiveness is a strength of mine, but it's also a weakness. I believe your biggest strength is usually your biggest weakness. But let's stick on accountability. Like, Eli, when you think about accountability, right? How do you think about that in the terms of things that you do in your life, things that you've done on YouTube? Like, when you hear that word as a coach, like, how do you take that?
I think if you aren't able to hold yourself accountable, you're going to be lost, and there's no way you can help other people and help them be accountable to themselves.
I would absolutely fucking love any of these three people to give an actual example of anybody that they've really helped and how they did it. I would very much like them to submit helping stories.
Rehashed, and they're rehashed on purpose because these people love the cringy drama entertainment. So look, no, we don't really love the cringy drama entertainment. Pedro told us we were cringy mofos, but we don't think we're cringy mofos. We think you're cringy mofos. We think that the Hannibals and the Pedros and the Elis are super, super cringe, really, really highly cringe mofos. So again, it's just not good information that we're getting from these fellers. Happy birthday, Pedro. Happy birthday, Pedro. Are you kidding me? Is it Pedro's birthday? Is it that little bitch's birthday? Happy Pedro, you little bitch. Happy Pedro, you little bitch. Pedro, you're such a good little bitch. I love ya. Pedro, little bitchy Pedro. Better than they would otherwise. That's the only.
But Eli, didn't you give them a reason? Didn't you give them a reason to come together? Don't you feel some responsibility in that? Don't you think a lot of these people wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for you?
Well, you guys don't know the backstory. You guys are going to ask,
No, I don't. I'm asking.
I don't. Right. So do you want me to share that backstory right now on that real
quick?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
First answer that question. Do you think that there are a large number of people that are part of this community of haters or detractors or trolls that are here and they know each other because of things that you've said in your past, whether they were right or wrong?
Yeah, not us, but there are lots of people here that Eli's got a troll farm after him for sure.
Many times on my channel, and when we get to that point in the show here, I'd be happy to explain that there is a reason why these people all got together. It ties into why I feel I've lost about $500,000 over 6 years, which is $83,000 a year on average, which is not an unreasonable amount of money to make on YouTube, even as a smaller YouTuber, if you do things right. So, I mean,
But you didn't do things right, and you lost it because you don't have an audience, not because you have trolls. Trolls are allowed to troll you. You can say my show sucks, and it's not costing me money. If you hate my show, it's not costing me money. You're allowed to hate my show. You're allowed to dislike me. I can't do anything about that. I can't whine. I didn't make enough money because you didn't like my show enough, Mary Poppins. I didn't make enough money because Mental Metal Mike doesn't like my show enough. It's not fair, and I lost $500,000.
hold myself accountable.
Sure.
And once I'm able to get to a point of where I feel I'm in a better place, where I can help.
Hey, Glitchy Dash, Glitch Dick, I'm going to send you $500,000 for your birthday. Don't worry about it.
Place of being at to start helping people. So, that's accountability is very important. You have to hold yourself accountable. I also feel that if you're struggling to hold yourself accountable, having an accountability partner, I'm sure you've heard of that, Pedro and Hannibal, an accountability partner.
An accountability buddy. An accountability buddy. An accountability buddy. That was a great South Park. An accountability buddy. Eli has figured out that if you get yourself an accountability buddy like Pedro, I think, is this Eli's sly way of asking Pedro and Hannibal if they'll be his accountability buddies? Do we have an accountability buddy agreement here? Is this the collab? Is this the collab that we're getting as the accountability buddy? Mary Poppins, will you be my accountability buddy? My accountability buddy. This is beautiful. This is turning out better than I thought. This is heartwarming. This is heartwarming.
In terms of, like you said, you
Yeah, you're just.
I want to ask
You're
you
just
about
trolling me, Mike.
your
You're trolling me.
strategy on how to handle dealing with all the past stuff. Not necessarily the details, but what you said, all those things that you were upset. What was the strategy when it happened? So you had.
Can we dig up some of the skeletons in your closet, Eli? Can we dig up? Now it's the part of the show where we're going to dig up the skeletons in your closet. Eli, when you were a giant dick racist pig, Eli, what were you thinking? When you were a racist dick bag pig fucker, what were you thinking, Eli? How was that going down? And have you thought better of being a racist pig fucker since then?
Like, no, legit, I really messed up here and I want to make it right with you guys. What can I do to make it right? What was your strategy when you saw those clips coming around and you realized, well, this will be affecting my business? How did you approach it?
Well, the same way I've been doing for the last however long it's been.
Stop shorting me on the catch, Glitch Dash. I'm going to keep pirating your program. I'm going to keep pirating your fucking movie channel, Glitch Dash. I'm going to run train on $500,000 of your YouTube money, Glitch Dash. I'm going to run train on $500,000 of your YouTube money, glitchy dick. I'm going to run train on you in absentia.
Trigger to make content off of them. Okay.
Uh-oh.
And so that's what happened here. So when you go on these
channels, I'm joking, Mike. You're
Mike.
Going there relax now.
To
calm down, Mike.
Forgiveness and to
I love you,
clean
Mike.
and hold yourself accountable.
Nobody trolls me.
If
you did troll me, I'd like it, Mike.
On you to try to trigger you more because you guys have heard the lol cow thing finally, and I know you guys played with it. I'm not offended by it. It's not a big deal, but this is what they did to me. They made me into this fictional character.
Now see the blonde hot chick in the pink tube top, which looks real nice, says, if you don't have it together to the point you make that many mistakes, how are you a life coach? You need to help yourself before you can coach others' lives. Don't you worry about giving them bad advice. Well, now that's a pretty intelligent question from jamming gig mom. Jamming gig mom. Good question there, jamming gig mom. And I like your cowboy hat. Looks real nice. I sometimes do shows nude, jamming gig mom. We should hang out.
And they've tried to make it appear real. And a lot of people have profited from this supposed, fictional character appearing real or something.
Collab.
Right? And
Stephen, we
so
could do a
no
collab.
matter how many times I legitimately apologize, like you
I'm
see the
feeling
woman
a
that's putting
collab.
money to you, congratulations, I'm happy for you. But I'm upset about that.
Mike's getting
She's
super
saying,
high and
you know,
paranoid.
she's trying to
Mike
question
Mike
my
can't tell who's
approach.
actually
Like
trolling
she's
him now.
trying to tell
Mike,
me what the
Mike,
right
take it
style
easy, Mike.
is for
It's all
me to
right, Mike.
apologize, or
Mike,
she
everybody
feels is
loves
the
you,
right
man.
style for anyone to
Just feel the
apologize. No,
peace,
my
feel
apology's coming from my
the
heart,
trip
and
coming
it's
over you. It's all
sincere.
good, man.
And you
Happy
either
trip,
choose to
happy trip.
accept
You're
it
here with friends, Mike.
or not.
We love
And
you,
if
Mike.
you don't want to accept it, then your choice is to move on and do your own thing. But if you're going to continue to be invested in me and follow me around to channels that I go on, and if you want to donate all your money, then you know what, I'm happy
Vartan,
that
you're
these guys
missing
are
the
doing
point.
that. You see, guys, you see how
Everything in the
social
gig economy is a testicular and dick size measuring contest. In the gig economy global fraud game, we all carry calipers in our pocket protectors so that we can measure our testiculars. And then we also always keep a pocket card with the size of our dicks so we can compare them when we need to. That's part of the global sausage party.
Can't they have that opinion?
Yes, they can.
Right? Has somebody ever apologized to you and you felt
No, nobody's ever apologized to me before either, which is true. Nobody ever has apologized to me. Nobody ever wants to apologize to me. When will Pedro tell me he's sorry? It's not going to happen.
don't you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Pedro and Hannibal. Quite honestly, when people make mistakes, especially out here on YouTube, I don't even really care to get an apology. All I care about is, hey, they go their way, we go our way. The thing is, I'm not the kind of guy. I'm not like a dog that's going to start to, stick my tongue out and say, I need an apology. I'm not an overly sensitive guy that they make me to be. I'm not the type of guy that is going to be seeking the validation of an apology, because validation seeking behavior is feminine energy. It's not masculine energy. Us men are strong as individuals. We're leaders, right? And I'm not
God,
saying
we're
women
strong.
aren't, but men and women are
God
biologically
damn
different.
it. We are so strong. Us men are so strong as leaders. So strong. Do you feel my strength coming through the screen as a male leader right now, Mary Poppins? Everybody who's female, I hope you're feeling our power in this gig economy space. Men, as Eli said, when you're a man like Eli, you got to give a firm hand. You got to give a firm hand. You got to give a real firm hand and from firm direction to those females. You got to lead them. You got to shape them up. You got to move them around. If they ask for too much money, you don't give it to them. You gotta crack down on the women because them hoes just want our money. First of all, that's a fact. And this is the global gig economy. Uh, and Mary Poppins, they don't like women. The other side, they all really don't like women. Never spending time over there. These men, they want to dominate you, but they don't like you. Just remember that. I think it's important. This is real good stuff. This is real good stuff.
Explain this to you guys. Let me put this into context. If, let's say, for example, like Robert Reese, for example, he's going back and forth with this other coach guy. I'm not going to mention his name. You guys know who he is. He's been in here trying to,
Yeah, we know.
whatever, right?
Coach J. Ron.
Bottom line is,
here. Coach J. Ron.
and I don't talk about him, and I have no problems with him or his wife. And if I mention something, about a show he did last night publicly on YouTube, and I'm saying that his wife was encouraging him to do things, that's not talking smack about your wife. You talk smack about my woman forever. So, dude, look. But the point of the matter is that and now I'm sorry, I lost
Light a candle
my
for
train of
peace.
thought.
Light a candle for
I'm
peace.
sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Light a candle for peace.
Don't
worry about it, Eli.
What were we talking about, guys?
We don't
So I can
remember.
keep moving forward.
Let's
Sorry,
mute Eli. He doesn't
I
remember what he's talking
asked
about.
you about. You said that
We were talking about Eli's penis, and we were like, it's like at least that big. It's like Eli's penis is like this, like that, and then we forgot what we were talking about.
can be right, but like I said again, all I want to do is do my own thing with real decent people. Oh yeah, now I remember what I was going to say. So take Robert Reese for example.
I blame
He's going back and forth with this other coach. Okay, and the other coach threatened him. He threatened Robert's life publicly. Okay, on a live stream, which is not the right thing to do. So I'm on a
Listen, I have coached third grade girls basketball. I've coached third and fourth grade co-ed soccer. I've coached musicians. I've done a lot of I've coached academic people. I've done a lot of coaching, but I'm an excellent coach of both soccer and basketball for like 10-year-old girls and boys. So I'm a coach.
But the point I'm trying to make here is that if, let's say,
Now, see, Eli was going to make a point, and I just muted it, which sucks because he was going to make a real good point right there. And I'm sure it would have been one of the better points. Look at how he's talking. It's a real good point. It's an important point. Now, nothing but silicone send in some more money. They don't know what to do with their money. If you talk about someone without saying their name, are you not still talking about them? Well, that's the question. Why doesn't Pedro say my name? Pedro should come on my show. Pedro loved me. He always likes to talk about how I'm a coward and he can't talk to me, but he won't. Scrippy's in there. I've coached my pet fleas for their circus routine. That's right, Scrimpy. We're all coaches. We're all coaches at heart. We're all coaches. We all coach each other through life. Uh, right. Yeah. So Eli was going to make a point. It's really important. So we muted him.
the creators are wondering what the hell is going on. When you guys first started seeing this, you were like, what the hell is
Yep. That's what I was thinking. What the hell is this? Have you seen our thumbnail for the show? It's a real good thumbnail. Just to show you, we don't want to jump away from this scintillating interview, but if you haven't seen the thumbnail for the show, you're really missing out on something because it's real good. It's the anal OCD perfectionist. This is the Pedro cow lol fail, and the quote is from Pedro's video earlier today. Whether you like it or not, I am above you. Whether you like it or not, are above you, and that's from Pedro Depends DoorDash Santiago, bitch. So that's our thumbnail for the show. Let's get back to the action of the great interview we've got going here with these tremendous men.
It doesn't weigh that much on me, right? It doesn't weigh that
Yeah.
like it doesn't weigh that much on me. Like, not
Right.
everybody's gonna like you. It's okay. I think you have these people and they're gathering around a bonfire and there's 30 or 40 of them, and you show up and you give them the matches and the wood. So why don't you stop?
I feel like this is tough love. I feel like Pedro's doling out the tough love right now.
trying
one
to do
coach,
that?
one coach to another. You haven't been trying.
One coach to another.
Let me be honest with you. You don't do that. You show up to the bonfire and you give them the wood and the matches.
Okay.
So why don't you stop giving them the wood and the matches?
But then they won't
Well,
have a bonfire.
like I said, I did in the past, and they didn't stop. I did for a year and a half, and they didn't stop. If you ignore people, Pedro, for a year and a half, typically most people forget you exist. These people wake up
Well,
every
this is
morning
live now. This is live now,
dreaming my
Ken.
name, saying
This
my
is
name,
this is
making
live
coffee.
simulcast. I'm
Like,
just
the
muting
thing
them.
is there's only so much you can do with people like that. And so I get
Well,
where you're
it's
coming
now.
to listen,
It's
Pedro.
now.
You're
You're
right.
in the now.
I'm
You're
not
living in
saying
the
you're
moment.
wrong. You
This
are
is the
not
space-time
wrong about
continuum.
anything. But this whole
So Eli said Pedro's not wrong about anything, which is a great way to get on the good side of the Pedro, is to tell him he's 100% right. That's what he's looking to hear. So Pedro is getting his Eli is killing Pedro softly with his song right now. He sang as if he knew me in all my dark despair. Then Pedro looked right through me as if I wasn't there. He said that he would finish, but he just kept right on, jerking my chain with his fingers, stroking his life with my words, filling me softly with his cum, filling me softly with his cum, screwing my whole life with his words, jerking his Pedro all over my face.
I definitely
I
contribute.
hope that didn't go out on the air. That would have
that
been
we all have,
embarrassing.
right? With the
I hope my
content
camera was
going
off.
back and forth. I'm above this. I am not above this at all. But I know when it's time to chill out. I live in Brooklyn, New York. We are in areas where if this actually was happening on the streets,
You think Pedro? You think the Hannibal's was a poker dealer, maybe? Because that's what the poker dealers do. They do the cards and they're like away from the table. They switch off to the other dealer. They show you got nothing in your hands, nothing up the sleeves. It's all clean. This is a good game. I like this game.
I think, at least with your situation, Eli, I don't know if you're still listening. I know
Please
you're doing your
stop.
thing.
I am.
So this question I wanted to ask about the
Please
apologies that you have, right? You said you apologize, and it seems like it's just not connecting with the people that are obviously critical of you. Have you ever considered a possibility that some people may need more time or they need evidence of change to move past your previous actions. Like, have you
Time's not going to help anymore. Time's not going to help anymore.
believed that, he actually is apologetic? Like, it's a bad example, but it's sports related. It's in my mind because, I deal with dogs.
I get it.
Can we
Michael
talk
Vick,
about
right?
Beyonce some
Michael
more?
Vick had a dog fight.
Can we just talk about
Reasons
Beyonce?
why you're getting backlash.
Can we just talk about Beyonce? Oh man, I've had so many coaches. Yeah, I've had some real good coaches. I've had some great coaches in music and civil rights, in school, in athletics. I've had some real good coaches. I've had some real bad coaches too. Real bad coaches. My football coaches suck. They were not good football coaches. Uh, Jesus Christ. Uh, yeah, it's happening now. It's happening. This is right now. This is live. We're watching these three goobers jerk off on each other. It's real exciting. It's a goober jerk off. It's a unicorn goober jerk off.
Trying to deliver this order, stuck in traffic, and I hear they're miserable clowns, and you have the clown emojis, and I'm like, man, this is good shit. I'm like, I got to use this. And from that point on,
Well, there you go. That's where they bonded. That's where they bonded, was when Eli heard the miserable clowns. He's like, I'm in love. I'm in love. I found my guy. He's screaming at people in hate, with rage porn. I found my guy. Good. Eli's a smart feller. You can't say Eli doesn't have this stuff figured out.
route. But as far as, the tough love approach is, here's the thing: the miserable clowns, they're the ones that need the tough love approach more than anyone. They need the most help more than anyone. They're just not open to the help. And
So if I'm a miserable clown, do I need help from these guys if I'm a miserable clown? Yeah, make it stop. I know. Well, I'm muting it as much as I can for you while we're getting the flavor of the conversation. I'm taking an innovative approach of less of them and more of us. It seems to be going pretty good so far. Less of them and more of us. Wow. Yeah, it's an Eli off. It's an Eli off. Okay. We could be missing something right now.
I've dealt with similar situations. This is why I reacted to this the same way they're reacting to it. So I compare it. I relate it to my past experiences. And then you call them out.
They're bonding over money and hate. They're bonding over money and hate, because when Eli heard Pedro screaming miserable clowns at innocent people, he's like, I want to do that too. I want to be able to yell that people are miserable clowns like the Pedro, and this seems like my guy. We could do a collab, and so this is a collab. This is a collab. It's a collab. Coaching collab.
Did I answer your question, or is there something more specific that you wanted me to?
Yeah, no, you got it. That was it. Oh, that was old. I rewound. I knew that seemed familiar.
Calm like a statue. I'm not trying to suck up to you. I'm just saying, like
Oh, heaven
we need more
forbid.
people like you, dude. That I'm right, Pedro. Come on, dude.
We need more Hannibals. Yeah, listen,
Well, I
listen.
don't know if we need I mean, we could actually, and don't worry.
He's got so much game. Hannibal's just got so much game. If we just had more Hannibals, do all three of you believe in practicing what you preach? No, that is a definite no. I want to kiss whoever this is right now. That's real funny. That's real funny. Look at this wonderful question from our good friend across the aisle. We got to make that go away. And then I don't know how we make that smaller. Look at that. Do all three of you believe in practicing what you preach? Yeah, for sure they do. For sure.
Mental illness aspect, and I'll be honest with you, Eli. Like, even I've noticed the back and forths with that, and with me, I think we all are a little nuts, and that's not a negative thing. I think we all have issues. Like, I have ADHD.
2 thumbs up.
So I am diagnosed with that, Eli. And that's why I know that I have to check my impulses. So when I do look at a text, right? If I look like a comment or a video being made about me, yeah, my initial reaction is to be very angry or very aggressive. But I'd realize I
Right.
gotta take a step back and check.
Okay, so it's a mental health problem confession hour. We're all confessing our mental health issues that make us real bad at this. Okay, go ahead.
Talking about mental illness or telling people they are mentally ill. I
Well,
don't think
that's what you do.
that's not a positive thing. And I
Well, that's what Pedro does.
it up right now, and I kind of remember a conversation I had with my sister, and I called her that. I said, "You need help," and she was really mad at me, and not necessarily mad if it was true or not. That was my place to say. I was frustrated, and I said that, and I think it still hurts her, right? So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think, and this is just my story, but when you do say that to someone, when they're not ready to hear it, and you're not a professional, it hurts them, even if you may be 100% correct. And I'm not just talking to you; I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to everyone here. That I know that was
Talk to
not
me.
the right thing to do.
No, I
Right.
got self-control.
And
It's
I
fine.
forgot about that. That happened years ago. But I know when I sit there and I type in, little comments about people being, people are crazy out here. I don't know if that's actually helping the situation.
No.
Because we do have a mental health crisis in this country.
Yeah.
110%. We
Oh, we
have,
do.
especially with
Oh,
young
amen,
men and
bro.
boys. So
Well, look, we've got 3 gaslighting pieces of shit up here on the screen. How could we not have a mental health problem? We got 3 human centipede. That's right. We got a human centipede of gaslighting up here, Bartan. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking of. We got a gaslighting human centipede right here. It's real disgusting. Gross.
as having mental illnesses and the people who are your detractors, do you think that's helping or hurting your business?
Okay, that's a great question. Fantastic question. I don't think it's making it better or worse.
Yeah.
I think it's just letting things stagnate. Let me explain why. If I go back real quick and explain real quick how this all came about, there were 2 creators 5-6 years ago that started to they were following me.
I thought he was going to
and
mention
I
my
was
name.
networking in some other communities. I met a lot of people. I had a channel with 200 subs, and I was getting 80 people on my live streams coming
Never.
on panel because I've done podcasting before.
That's why I kicked him out of my community, Scrimp, because he will never stop. This fucking deranged little hobbit will never fucking stop. This little deranged fucking hobbit will never stop yakking, and he's just going to go suck the balls of anybody who thinks he can help making more YouTube money. The first thing he said to me is like, "Hey, let's monetize your channel and collab," and I'm like, "Who are you?" Wow. Chow shows, how you doing, buddy? I'm convinced DoorDash does not want to give you more than 1.5 times high mileage orders, and definitely not over 2. That's true. DoorDash is a fucking scam, and they all know this. All 3 of these guys know it, but they're making money, so that's what they're here for. They're here to. They said, I mean, they all want to get the newbies to the community before we do. They don't want the newbies to find us and learn the truth. They want the newbies to join their dipshit cult and their dipshittery bad coaching advice. Tachi's 3 character, we have to be mentally challenged. That is absolutely true, but we're making fun of them and we're not listening to most of what they say, which is really the best way to do it. This is the premium way to watch this show. If you watch this show straight through, you're going to hate it. But if you watch it with me, you'll probably like it more. And it's not because I'm so good. It's just because they're so fucking bad. That's why.
This for context, okay? So they were doing this, and they kept build every time the people would come into my chat, and they would, if they were out of whack, if I would ban them, these creators would swoop them up, and they would bring them over to their end. Now, there were a couple of creators that were actually paid by a sponsor, a total of $5,000 per month between the 2 of them to create content in general, but the majority of the content they created was hate content on me. So they're making $5,000 a month, plus ad revenue, plus super chats, super stickers, and donations, rebroadcasting my entire content as I was going live. They'd have more people on their streams than I had on mine. So this is where it all started.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's a real victim. Poor Eli. Monetizing collab. I guess at least he keeps the focus. Yeah. I wasn't interested in the monetization or the collab, but it was a nice offer by somebody I've never heard of before. And then his trolls started trolling me because they said he's my friend. How the fuck would you swoop them up or whatever he said? None of this makes any goddamn sense. That's exactly right, Glitch. I was saying the whole same thing. Now, one of the ways they swoop them up, though, is that if you put in DoorDash, you're going to get a picture of the Pedro. Pedro's product placement for DoorDash. So Pedro will swoop him up, and I think that's why Eli wants to cozy up to Pedro's testiculars, right? Eli wants to get himself a hold of them Pedro giant testiculars because Pedro's cleaning up on the newbies, and if Eli can get his fingers into the Pedro pie, you might get some newbies. I mean, that's got to be the strategy. That's capitalism, baby. Bring it home. That's right, Scrimpy's a good cannibalistic crustacean. He understands sometimes you got to eat your own. That's right, Scrimpy. That's damn right, Scrimpy. It's a shame that they are talking for about an hour about Eli's hater instead of doing some things. Yeah, they don't care about anything in the labor movement. Look, Pedro said the labor movement doesn't exist, so he's not going to let Eli talk about something that doesn't exist on his non-show with the non-Hanniballs. That would make no sense. They have excluded themselves as any part of the problem. Well, of course. Look, they're the solution. You're looking at the solution. This is a 3-tiered unicorn gangbang solution right there. That's a pile of unicorns and jizz right there is what you got. That's unicorns and jizz, a 3-way unicorn jizz pile up. It's real good. God help us.
Targeted hate attack. They didn't put it out there that way, obviously, because it would create a legal issue, but that's what it was. So now, with that being said, the second part of your question again, Hannibal, was, what did you want me to? What did you want me to touch base on?
Well, how you calculate? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that Neapolitan ice cream. You get the pink jizz from the Hannibal. You got the brown jizz from the Eli, and then Pedro does the milky white jizz. So you got 3 flavored jizz Neapolitan or Uniking Orgy Gangbang. It's real good.
One creator that he said he made about $600,000 in YouTube. He had like a couple of million view videos. He's actually talking about finance. That's actually, you get, obviously you know how the YouTube game works with advertisements. Usually how to make money, content pays more than everything else. So
look, Eli will talk to you for hours on end about how much he knows about YouTube monetization. He'll talk to you for fucking hours on end about that.
More views, I'd be able to more so target the right audience. When you have a group of gang haters that downvote your videos, I used to get 100+ downvotes a video.
It's love.
Ever since YouTube got rid of the dislike numbers, you guys remember that when they got rid of the dislike number, those downvotes have gone down to about 20 or 30. So it does work because people can't see it. And I hear there are certain Chrome extensions you can see it, but who's going to go out of their way and do that? And you can't see it on your smartphone either, right?
Well, it's a shame.
And that's where most people consume their content on their smartphone. Right. So,
yeah.
So we're looking at ad revenue from lost views, not being able to target the right market because these haters have tuned the YouTube algorithm to make it think that they are my audience. So YouTube is not recommending my content outside of this group as much.
You should collab.
So that's affecting me from earning the ad revenue that I know my regular content would have made hitting the right audience.
He could be making millions right now if it wasn't for people hating him.
Come in. I was going to get some merch out, and I feel I've lost from that aspect there. Clients. I've had clients. I'm not going to give the detail on that. I would have had a lot more clients over the course of the last 6 years. So, $83,000 a year, especially here in California, which is really nothing, is not an unreasonable number for someone that's putting the time. And you said it, Pedro, and I appreciate that. You put in a lot of effort, and same with you, Hannibal. But I've made a lot of videos. I've purchased good equipment. I'm a tech savvy guy. I put in a lot of time and effort into doing this. And for me to not have made the money that most people would have made putting in this amount of effort,
somebody should repay this guy.
Something crazy had to happen.
Somebody should make Eli rich just out of justice.
Saying I'm a saint. I'm not. I'm the furthest thing from a saint. I've made many mistakes.
Well, okay, we got agreement there. He's the furthest thing from a saint. He's made a lot of mistakes. That's good. I like the fact that Eli takes accountability for being the furthest thing from a saint who's been a lot of mistakes does make me appreciate him more than these other two jackalopes, jerk-offs, jabronis.
At all, whether it's my fault or not, and move forward. And that's it. At the end of the day, it's just about learning and moving forward. It's all a learning process. And that's why now I know how to better handle this. That's why today when the cops came, it was no big deal Don and I, we've dealt with this, so we're like, whatever, right? We're not even making a big deal out of it. She's not here, slamming the chat. She's not overreacting. When you start going through this at the level we've been through, you learn to have a tolerance for it. You learn to just accept it and expect it. So I hope that
But
answers your
But
question.
isn't that kind of sad to
Yeah.
to deal like to you're in this world, you guys going back and forth, cops are coming at your house. I know you're saying taking it in stride, but have you ever sat back and thought, man, does this make sense? Is this the right life for me? And and if I guess another second part of that question, if you have your receipts, you have all your figures, you said I've lost this amount of money and these are the people who are responsible, are you going to go the legal route? Are you going to sue for slander? Because I know Cardi B, I don't know if you know, a rapper or whatever, she sued a YouTuber, a blogger that said lies, that said tons of really terrible things. Cardi B was able to explain the amount of money that she lost and went to court. Now obviously it's expensive.
Eli's no Cardi B. Eli ain't no Cardi B. Send him a 1 cent super chat. I would send a 1 cent super chat too. That's a great value. Everything about this is sad. Next question. Yeah, the muting is the best part. Move forward. Sliding in reverse. Yeah, it's real weird. He's a storyteller, this one. He's a storyteller, this one. Uh, yeah. Yeah, he would sue everybody, but it'd be expensive. Too much time.
Is that I've cleared my conscience, and I have a clear conscience, and that's what matters the most to me. I know deep in my head and my heart, I'm doing the best I can to do the right thing. And if some people, agree, that's great. If others don't,
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair.
okay. My father, in the last 20
Oh, Pedro looks happy. I'm scared now.
but before that, he was a very successful car salesman. He sold a lot of cars, made a lot of money. I'll just give you context, just so you know how hard my dad worked, Pedro and Hannibal. In 1984, which is a long time ago, my father sold 82 and a half cars and made $200,000 that year selling cars in 1984. Compared to today's money,
that's $1 million right now.
Yeah. Let me tell you what my dad did, and I'll tell you guys, this makes me emotional, so pardon me. Okay, my dad would.
Okay, so Eli's going to get emotional, which is real great because I really care. Now, have you seen the great thumbnail for this ad or for this show? Remember, the Pedro's an OCD, self-described OCD anal perfectionist, anal OCD perfectionist, and this is the Pedro Cal-Lol fail show. Whether you like it or not, I am above you, and that's a direct quote from Pedro Depends DoorDash Santiago today, who is, of course, a bitch. Let's get back to the action. Hear about Eli's heart-rending story.
Cars, over a little over.
So Eli's going on with this story. That's real good. What do we have here? We have Cerberus saying, I heard him claim some crazy cost. Plenty of attorneys willing to pursue if there's there. He doesn't have anything to sue for. He's a dipshit. He did stuff, and now people talk about it. That's just the way it goes. What do the three of you people think take credit for what their parents had accomplished? What do the three of you think about people that take credit for what their parents had accomplished? Well, that's what most of America does because most people with money got it from their parents. So that's America. My father was very successful grifter and e-bagger. That is excellent. Yeah. So Scrimpy, that's how you learn to be such a good scrimp. That is how you learn to be such a good scrimpy. Vartan 100 was lying piece of shit from the get go. That's a fair bet. That's a fair bet. Of course, he's son of a used car salesman. Glitch Dash, that was 82.5 cars, bitch. That was 82. I heard it. I wrote it. I logged it in my memory. 82. I was 82.5 cars in 1984. That's 82.5 in 1984, which today is worth $12 trillion. He would be a trillionaire. He would be the son of a trillionaire if not for the used cars. Uh, yeah, he's above us. Yep, yep, he is. He told us. I think he specifically was above me too, Kent RS. I think he's specifically above me and I'm below him was potentially the implication. I think it was directed at me, but I'm not positive. It's pretty sure thing though. How is income? I missed a lot. I can't take even one day off from this stuff. That's okay. Kent, we're really missing most of it by intentional. We're really avoiding the trauma of listening to the three of these jabronis as much as possible, while getting the gist of their disgusting conversation and their shit show. I think it's kind of the best way to do it. That's 82.5. That is the legacy of Eli. His dad sold 82.5 cars once and got an award for it. It's real good. Son of a sailor. Yeah. Jimmy Buffett would be real proud. I am above you. Yep. Lower yourself on me slowly, Pedro. You're above me. Lower yourself down slowly. So this half cars. Well, they had no engines in them. Glitch Dash. They were full cars. They just didn't have an engine inside. That was part of the. They should have. It's buyer beware. If you buy a car with no engine from Eli's dad, that's your fault. You should have tried turning it on. What the fuck is a half a car? Well, that's when you share credit with another of the dickbag salespeople and you fight over it. You go, fuck you, and they go, fuck you, and you go, I'll give you half, and they go, I'll give you half. And so that's how you sell half a car. I've been in the sales game. That's how it works. That's how you split commissions, is you have a fight in the sales office. You go, fuck you, and then you decide to split it. That's how it works. JCB, your analogy about buying a car and checking under the hood, and the end is missing half a car. Yeah, exactly. Half a car. It's half a car. We've got a half car salesman. Yeah, you should lower your down on him, and you should lower yourself down slowly, Bartan, and just crush him under the weight of your latex. You should just lower yourself down slowly on that glitch dash below you and just crush him with your latex. Eli doesn't see no reason to work. He walks on the nature trails. That's a lot of job. He walks with a lot of purpose, Stephen Air. He's got a giant fuzzy dildo mic that he walks with a purpose with, and that takes a lot of energy. It's like a heavy weighted thing. The weight of that fuzzy dildo mic. He has to work on his core strength and neck strength so he doesn't tip right over. You get yourself here like a fuzzy dildo mic, and it's so heavy you just fall right over while you're talking in the fuzzy dildo mic. It's hard. It's tough. He's still talking about selling half cars. Let's see what he's saying.
Okay, I'll disagree. I'll respectfully disagree on that.
We can respectfully disagree. That's
we got a
fine,
respectful disagreement.
Neither one of
That's
us
exciting.
is going to know 100%.
Wow, that's great.
A lot of money, man. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot of money, man.
I know YouTube pretty well.
He knows YouTube pretty well.
What that calculates and
what they calculate.
One thing that I pretty well.
Yep.
I just think
I think so.
Number to try to
bad. Yep.
Be wrong.
Yep.
$500,000.
$500,000.
That is a lot. That's
a lot of money.
That is extremely.
That's a lot of extremely money.
YouTubers make that kind of.
Very few of the YouTubers make that kind of cash.
A lot of money, man. I'm not going to make that amount of money.
Pedro's not going to make that.
My channel is 10 times.
His channel's 10 times the size.
Oh, I know.
His channel's 10 times the size of your penis.
Not on YouTube. I'll make that money outside of YouTube.
Oh.
See, what most people don't understand
on the affiliates and stuff.
You
and
can
like
make
selling
more
your
money
placement
with a monetized channel on YouTube,
right?
Beyond the Google AdSense.
Oh,
with affiliate links, partnership deals,
right?
Yep.
You mentioned merchandise.
Right.
I sell merchandise. I think I've made $400 in like a year and a half. It's
well,
not a lot.
Good.
Merchandise is extremely difficult to sell.
Is it?
Have really big channels. We just it's very small. Hannibal's is small. Yours.
Hannibal's is teeny tiny, itty bitty. Hannibal has a teeny one.
Really small.
Really small, teeny, itty bitty.
So I have to challenge you when you say
he has to challenge us on the size.
I don't know that to be 100%.
Me neither. I don't know it to be 100.
I would bet
Pedro's
close. I mean,
yeah.
I make and I know my CP.
Right.
Like Hannibal said, you're not in.
Right. Exactly.
Coaching. It's just a very big number.
It's huge. It's a big number.
large
My
number.
CPM's around 12 or 13 per.
Oh, my CPN, right.
What's
I
your
get it.
most viewed video on YouTube? How many views is your most viewed video? Because I also know when you do a lot of
I've got like, I think mine's been viewed a few thousand times. It's huge.
much on lives as you do on
Yeah.
regular form content.
Mm.
So what is your most watched video on YouTube?
Now we're talking shop. We're talking shop now.
Views, man. And
Okay,
here's the thing.
so-
I'm not questioning. Yeah,
It's
But
not a lot.
I know. Let me know when. I'd like to
God,
respond
like
to it. If
like
that's
2
okay.
million.
No, please.
He's
yeah,
got
please.
70,000 glitch dash.
before
He
I
doesn't know
forget-
what a 2 million.
I'm not trying to
sub
go against
channel
what
looks
you're
like.
saying. I get where you're coming from.
But he's
it
the
does
king.
make
Yeah.
sense. What I'm talking about is
He's the king. Pedro is the king. He told us. Yep, exactly. It's a good point, Scrimpy. It's a good point, Scrimpy. Exactly. Got a lot of agreement here.
and they blow up overnight and it
Yeah, they blow up.
happen. It's
Yep,
possible.
exactly.
It's highly unlikely.
Super unlikely.
Saying I
I'm
didn't
not-
go to I
Pedro agrees.
lottery ticket yesterday and I could have won 500,000.
I know.
He could have won. He didn't. Mr. Bet on you, Mr. Lost again.
There's luck and skill to
There's luck and skill in lottery tickets. Okay.
successful channel.
Yep. Cesspool channels. Exactly.
Potential loss. Let's
Okay.
show.
Okay.
In my opinion,
Sure.
over the last 6 years.
Right.
My opinion,
Exactly.
well, as his.
Yep.
And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're right or wrong. I'm not trying to question you. I respect
I agree with what he said here. I agree with the point he just made.
being transparent,
Yeah. Total transparency is what we're about.
talking about, and I listen, Pedro,
This is real good.
respectfully, because I love the people that said this, but I just
Oh, I love him. He loves him. I love him. We all love him.
Hannibal and I have laughed about that. If I made 800,000,
When Hannibal and Pedro were making love, they broke up in tears, laughing so hard. They were making love, and then one of them farted, and it was just like they laughed, they made love, they laughed. Pedro lowered himself down on top of Hannibal again, and it was so funny. It was beautiful.
you'd be
Whereas
rich.
You're punching. You're doing every video is like at least
If-
100K,
okay, listen,
200K.
I made, if I made $800,000, why the fuck would I get in my car and deliver McDonald's orders? You guys are delusional. If you
Exactly.
think I made, that's a stupid thing to do.
Yeah, Pedro really isn't as rich as people want him to be. Pedro's just a little bitch who does a few Happy Meals here and there and whines about it.
It's stupid. It just is. I have
It's stupid.
to it. I'm a tough love coach.
Okay, he's a tough love coach. Pedro with his S&M, Pedro's sadistic and masochistic tendencies make me nervous about him being a tough love coach. I'm not sure that I would give him. He's going to need a safe word. Pedro needs a safe word for his tough love. Pedro's spending a lot of time. He's real triggered by that glitch dash. He's real triggered. Pedro broadcast triggered. Pedro YouTube's triggered. Zach Drives triggered. Pedro broadcast triggered because stop taxing him, glitch dash. I feel like you want to tax him is what I feel like. I feel like Thomas wants to personally tax Pedro, and it makes me uncomfortable.
$500,000.
Oh, see, again,
You see what I'm saying?
you just pop in and you're talking to $500,000 comes up every 5 seconds. It's great.
Do them if I needed to. To Hannibal's point, I would cease and desist. $500,000. So I would never allow that to happen.
Never.
Stuff like that without being questioned.
Yeah, he's a shop and pay coach. That's right, Metal Mike. He's a shop and pay coach. He'll show you how to shop with a purpose, with a porpoise. Real good. He likes Bigfoots too.
$6,200.
Amazing. 6,200. This is a good conversation. This is a real good conversation. Better than I expected. Much better than I expected.
So you're talking to an expert. So to say you lost 500,000 is it's not fair to say that, and I say that respectfully.
Is
Okay.
nothing but silicone a YouTuber? Maybe this person's Mr. Beast or something.
I have no idea because she's throwing around.
Pedro's got nothing but respect for something. Pedro called me a father.
I have an idea of who that is.
Oh, who is it?
It could be the same person that used to sponsor these other people. under a different account. And this person had a lot of money from an inheritance. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. All I'm happy for is that you guys are making the money, and I wish you guys the best. I mean,
Well, Eli,
We're not
we
doing
should
this
do-
for the money, man. We're
we-
not.
They're not doing it for the money. They're here for the love. They're not doing it. Look at Pedro. They're not doing it for the money.
you sitting here for 2 hours
Absolutely.
with the
I
chat
give
going
you
the
a lot
way
of
it
respect
is.
for that.
The chat,
Yes.
the fact that you sat here and spoke, it's something to be commended. I would say
Absolutely.
that, because you
I
do
would
not
say
have
that
to
too.
deal with this.
Yep.
I wonder one question before Pedro could read the super chats, because I have to use the bathroom. Do you think that you put too much of your personal life online? I know we talked,
Ooh.
and I can ask Pedro this too, because
I'll go first. I put too much of mine online, and Hannibal and I have talked about that. But I'd love to hear Eli's take.
But Eli, like, do you think I don't know, you use it for, like you said, example purposes, but do you think there's certain aspects of your life that you are putting out online that you probably shouldn't? That maybe they're not, that those situations need to be rectified, they need to be corrected, they need a time to build, or they're just not ready for you to put them out, put that kind of stories out there? Like, do you think you put too much of your personal life online?
It's a great question, and the answer to that for me is no. I'll tell you why. Because I can't live with myself being someone else, being something that I'm not. I live by example.
He lives by example. Holy fuck, he lives by example. Did you hear that? Man lives by example. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Things, they run reports, they do all this stuff. You've seen all this, okay? It wouldn't matter whether we try to keep our life private or not, because there's public information people can.
Got my cherry.
God, Bobby.
He got my Eli
like
cherry pop tonight.
No,
Thanks for keeping it professional, gents. Applaud Eli for not being defensive.
Yeah,
that is beautiful. It's showing love. That's not at all weird or gross or disturbing. It's real nice for Pedro's sweet audience to show the love, make him feel the love, make the love known. Got my little Eli cherry popped from Bobby. Thanks, Bobby. Feel good.
Bobby's
no, I
Bobby's
know,
cool
and
with us.
I
Yeah.
no, I
Bobby's
know, I
Bobby's a
appreciate
good
it.
guy. Bobby's a good guy.
He's a great
I'm
guy.
laughing at the
Thanks,
Eli
Bobby.
got my Eli cherry pop tonight, man. That's pretty fun. No,
That's
dude,
funny.
thank you, Bobby. Appreciate it, dude. But the thing,
They should talk about Punani more. They should talk about Punani and get into the chicks, get into how to have sex and how to check genitalia when you're trying to figure out what people have in their pants. I'd like to hear more of that. If they could do more of that.
she wanted to help people, she still does, and that's what we want to do. And we want to share our real life examples and what we've done to turn things around and make things better, right? Now, that's going to come with some scrutiny and stuff like that as well from other people, but there are a lot of people that love Dawn, respect her, that, humbly speaking, love me and respect me. But there are more people that don't at this point, and that's why it seems like it's off. We do have an audience of people that do like what we do and follow us, continuously and get value from it, and we're building upon that. But honestly, like, I've always been a transparent person. I've always been about speaking my truth, because how can I call someone out to try to help them better their lives if I can't speak my truth as an example? You know what I'm saying? Like, I lead by example, and that's what you do, Pedro. Listen, you do the same thing, man. I understand. Like, maybe you feel you've shared too much. Honestly, I respect people that can just be totally transparent and be, and just, keep it real.
Well, that's my channel too. Like, I make a lot of mistakes. I don't care. Like, I'm always myself. Like, I say things, it's part of my channel. It's the whole bet on you, set goals one day at a time. Like, it's like, you're going to make mistakes. I don't care about showing my failures.
Act like a complete and total jabroni, jackalope, jerk off one day at a time.
Her, but it's not based on whatever's going on. Again, I don't know all the information. It's a lot of people who know a good amount, and they talk about it, and
Mm.
that's something that you have to deal with. This is beyond the scope of this conversation.
People, I mean, we got hashtag help Dawn in the chat. I just want,
yeah,
we got to say
that's,
that. Like
you know,
people are
listen,
concerned. They're concerned.
there's a
They
concern,
are.
but my question to you is,
If you express concern like that, Pedro, he might meet you on a nature trail. You express concern about his significant other's safety around him. He could meet you on a nature trail. That's the kind of thing that'll get a man met on a nature trail right there, Pedro.
people
Be careful.
viewing,
You play
even
with fire.
you doing it, because you guys are a couple now, and you know you guys live together, so
We're a
usually
throuple.
those kind of decisions or those kind of things can happen, right? But it's all hypothetical, obviously. But she says, "I want you to shut down your YouTube channel." Would you do it?
It's the
She says,
worst
"For
thing
me."
I've ever
Question.
seen. Yeah,
Yeah.
worst thing I've ever seen.
That's a great question.
Biggest
That's a
bunch of
tough-
jabronis
that's a tough
ever on
question.
one channel.
No, it really isn't. It really is. To be honest with you, it really isn't. But hear me out before you guys jump in here. Okay.
Sure, sure.
I want you to understand this.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, she would never ask me to do that.
Yeah, it's hypothetical
kind of
though.
woman
Like,
she
yeah,
is.
not yeah. Go
No,
ahead.
I know. That's a two-part. That's why I was saying. I knew when I responded. See, I know how you guys are going to react based on how I start things. Yeah.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
So again, she would never ask me to do that. But let's say hypothetically she did. Listen, before you get into a relationship as a man, you are that man and you have a purpose. And what attracts women to you
Oh no,
is your purpose.
no,
This is my purpose
no.
that defines who I am.
Stop it.
If I give up my purpose for anyone, especially my lady, then I have no purpose and there's no attraction there.
He's got a special.
And so my whole thing is I would not do that. And I don't think any man should give up his purpose, you know, even if his woman asks him to do it, because a woman that respects her man based on his purpose and based on who he is would never ask him to do that, would never put him in that position.
Now, look, if there's any man that understands women, it's Eli. This guy right here, this is a ladies' man. You've heard of the ladies' man on Saturday Night Live. Well, this is the character it was based upon, is right here. This guy. This is ladies' man. This man is such a punani magnet. This man gets so much punani that the entire Bay Area is dry of punani thanks to Eli. He's just a punani hound. So much punani that when Beyonce comes to town, she's like, "Hey, Eli, I'm going to have a punani party. Can you stop by?" And he's like, "Sure, Beyonce. I'm here for you because I am the punani king." It's Eli. Really, when men look at like, who do I want to be when I grow up? They want to be like Eli, as mostly what Eli is saying.
To tolerate this as well as she has. Has she had her moments? Sure. So have I. But she's still here. We're still together. We're very happy and we're moving forward. She's been very supportive of this whole thing. So look, honestly, let me ask this. And Hannibal, you're a cool guy. See, the thing is, I'll ask you both the same thing. But let me ask you.
He is, man. He doesn't think we saw the movie. He doesn't think all of this. But I was old enough to see the movie. It's a real funny movie. This guy is quoting the jerk. Thinks he was born a poor black child. I was born a poor black child. He was not. I was born a poor black child. He was not. This is not the jerk. And Eli is a jerk, but he is not the jerk. He does not have a special purpose. He thinks he does. I'm real scared. This is weird. Yeah, Eli. Look, Eli and these two guys, these three jabronis right here, they are the woman whisperers. These guys know how to talk to punani, how to find punani, and how to tell you how to be successful with the type of punani that they got. You see, if you want somebody like Dawn, you got to be like the Eli. If you want somebody like that's got some facial tattoos, like Pedro. Pedro's girlfriend's got facial tattoos. If that's what you're into, you got to get yourself some Pedro. If you want to have like a weird little black guy in Brooklyn with like a giant head and a teeny body, then you go after the Hannibals. It's real clear. Yeah, this is a good circle jerk. It's a good circle jerk. I bet you they took pills beforehand.
For the most part, we have a great team here.
Great team.
If she came down and I felt in her heart that she said, "Hey, this is taking up too much of your time,"
yeah, give me some money, Pedro,
and all that, fuck YouTube. Fuck YouTube.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day,
you love
I
Madison
am
more than
smart
YouTube.
enough.
He
I
loves
am
Madison more than
passionate
YouTube.
enough.
Yep.
I am a hard enough worker.
He is.
Impactful with
right.
YouTube is not my life. It's
Is he sure about that? That YouTube's not his life? He sounds like YouTube might be his life. Sounds like it might be his life. Looks like he's doing a lot of arm waving about his life being YouTube. He's explaining. He's like, look, when I come home, I'm an anal OCD perfectionist. And when I come home, I need things exactly like I want them. There's 4 ways that I want things. I want to be financed, fed, fucked, and then 1/10,000th of the time, I'd like to talk to somebody.
Said, Don would never put me in that position. Do you think Madison would ever put you in that position? Because she loves you.
Absolutely not. But
Okay, they're talking about strap-ons, and I think Madison would put him in that position. So Eli likes to be in the position when Don has a strap on. Pedro's lying. He doesn't think Madison would put him in that position, but she would because he's a bitch. Pedro's a bitch, and so definitely Pedro would be on his hands and knees like a bitch because he's a bitch.
there are days
Mhm.
that I come home and my video's not uploaded yet, and I gotta, hey babe, hey, I need 15 minutes. Let me upload this video. Let me
Yeah, I think Scrimpy. I think her name is Fentanyl. I think her name's Fentanyl. If I don't remember, we need a fact check, but I think her name's Fentanyl. Scrimpy.
when I came home. You understand? So I also know if I
Mhm.
do that too many times, it will
Look, Fartan. She's got no time to go out and work. She needs to make the house prepared for an anal OCD perfectionist to come home. Yeah, she needs to get things ready for an anal OCD perfectionist to come home, or else he'll lose his shit, and you don't want that. He'll start throwing things probably. Yeah, Mad Ice. Yeah, medicine would never put me in this position. Her name's Fentanyl.
so hypothetically,
Perfectly said.
Oh,
like he said, if she came to me
perfectly. See, you missed the part that was perfectly said, and we're not even going to go back and find it.
videos, I make money. But what it's taught me is I don't need YouTube to be Pedro DoorDash Santiago, Mr. Bet on You.
Oh, but he does. He actually needs YouTube to be Pedro DoorDash Santiago, Mr. Bet on. He needs it. He just lied to you.
I do nothing on TikTok. So
Mhm.
YouTube
Yeah, he does nothing on TikTok. That's true. I tag him on TikTok. He does nothing.
me. So if they did hypothetically come to me, I would be willing to have a conversation. And I wouldn't take that as me being less of a man for me listening to my woman. Because at the end of the day, YouTube is a very short thing. I understand there's a shelf life within this space on YouTube. I'm not going to be a YouTube forever, but I'm going to be a father and a partner forever. So I
Jaded
place
Driver.
them before
We've
YouTube.
all been
So I have to
we've been
respectfully
watching this
disagree with
unicorn
that statement that
gangbang
you said.
with
That's how I
Mouth
look
Well,
of
let me
Cain.
say one more thing real quick, and I can understand where you're coming from.
So we got to get one more thing from Eli. He's saying that other thing. Hannibal's is reading a letter from his sister again. Pedro's counting the money and getting a drink. Eli's talking like Eli does, but it's not important to listen. Yeah, he's real weird. These people are all crazy.
Take a break. And it's the first time Don was like, I
Okay, so then there was that. This was real good. How soon is this over? Is it over yet? Will it be over soon?
want you to take a break. Don't let these people get to you. Like that's what this woman has done for me.
That's pretty good stuff. All right. He likes Don a lot, and that's good. They're happy together. You are a trooper, Jaded. You're a trooper. You should put in more $99 super chats so we could have seen your work. More $99 super chats for the Pedro would really. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, you know what? You control Torp. You control Torp in an entire live, and he'll never even look at one thing you said. Yeah, it's real disappointing. It's real disappointing. It's inconsistent. Inconsistent activity from a king, from our king.
So that's the kind of woman she is.
That's
You
good.
know, and so I get
Now, see, we got to double check the excellent thumbnail. The double check the excellent thumbnail. You can see that this is the Pedro Cowlall fail anal OCD perfectionist show. Whether you like it or not, I am above you. And that's a direct quote from Pedro DoorDash Depends Poopy Pants Santiago, who is, in fact, a bitch. So we're going to go back. We're seeing if we can almost get through this interview. It's real tough. We're struggling through it, but we're working through it as a community. Thank you all for being here. This is a tough time for all of us. This is like a level 10 Pedro, and we got to survive it together. We're a community. It's a level 10 Pedro.
Right.
Again, I know we're about to hit 2:30. Usually this time I'm in the bathroom, using the bathroom. So, all right. So I know there's a lot of questions. You guys,
Yeah.
I mean, Pedro, you can read them. Eli, you can decide to answer them or not. You can say I'm not answering. We'll just move on. I mean, at this point, no one's forcing
Pedro,
you. We
can I
appreciate you
can
for
I
being here.
can I use a can I
Is this the Q&A part of the show? This could get good.
Why don't both of you guys do that? I think we're having actually a really good convo. Why don't
Yeah,
both of you
I'll be
guys
back.
do that?
Yeah.
And I could stand alone. I'm
Yeah,
good.
just hang out with
Are
me.
we going to go another 20, 30 minutes or so? Is that
Let's
what
say
you guys are
20
thinking?
minutes. Let's do
No.
another 20 minutes.
Oh, please.
20 more minutes.
All right.
Okay, I'll be right back and we'll do it, okay?
Oh,
All right.
Sounds good.
oh God, no. Oh,
All right,
Jesus.
I'm by myself. What's up, y'all?
Oh, wow.
You know,
this is
listen, I
hard.
want to say something while these gentlemen are gone.
Okay,
I
this might be the best part of the show.
Me and Hannibal do. We appreciate all the questions.
Okay.
I know we've probably missed some things. I'm trying to catch as much as I can, but I
You're
also
doing
want
great.
to be engaging. This is not an interview. This is a conversation. I hope you guys are seeing that. I hope you guys are getting some value from it. You know, and I'm being as transparent as we can be. And I think
Nothing.
Eli's
Just nothing.
doing that as well. I
Simple
think
dose
some
of
of you might think differently. You probably know Eli a lot longer than that me and Hannibal have, which is you can have that opinion, right? You can keep that respectfully. I get it 100%. Yeah, I don't know. If you guys got some questions, put them in the chat. I do want to, when Eli comes back, I do have a question for him though about things that we've seen on YouTube. He's talking about Dawn, and so we'll get into that. But yeah, I don't. Let me put myself up on single mode. Can I do that?
Oh, please.
No, hold on.
Make it happen.
Hannibal's
bro.
got the. Let me see something.
Oh, it's a bitch.
Okay, that's good. I'm in the middle. All right,
We got
hit,
top
what's up, y'all?
bitch.
Hit the thumbs up.
Oh, it's me.
I think this has been a pretty good combo.
It's been
Obviously, we're not going to please everybody. You know,
I'm pleased.
more hard hitting questions, maybe
Oh, you hit Honey hard.
too soft.
Too hard.
If you think that, you are entitled to think that.
No, we're not fucking losers.
It's a pretty good conversation.
It was okay.
Good conversation.
You're a bunch of fucking loony douchebags, but okay.
You know, get everything that was swept under the rug and all the history. We don't know all that. You got to understand. Hannibal and I have only known Eli I've known him for about a year, but really less than that as far as what's been going on. So we're not privy to all the things that you guys might be talking about. But it's my hand. Okay.
Oh, how's it? Oh,
But yeah, listen, you know, I do have to adamantly disagree. Like, you know, the thing about, okay, listen, this might rub some people the wrong way. The thing about being a man and what I've learned, because I've made a fucking shit ton of mistakes in prior relationships, is that as a man in a relationship with a woman, in my opinion, based on what I've been through, I'm 42. I'm not the oldest, but I've had a lot of relationships with different women. Women tend to respect men when you have expectations, boundaries, and you support them in many different ways. It doesn't have to be monetarily or just physically or emotionally. It really has to be a balance of all three. So I know Madison wouldn't come down and ask me that question, but I know that if I wasn't doing what I needed to do, that might make her ask that question about YouTube and question me. But I do everything that I can to make sure she feels heard and valued. And we always get along and agree? No, I make mistakes every day, every week. But yeah, if she came down with like, I think YouTube's taking over our life. You know, I'm not happy. Could you quit it? I think you're not being a good dad. I'm not getting enough of your time. I would have to consider that, and we'd have to have a serious conversation because fuck YouTube. Like those are my girls. You know what I'm saying? Pedro, can you please ask him why he kept asking for Madison to come? Yeah, I don't know why. Who knows? I mean, and it's a great question. It's been fun listening to his. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's, I have no idea. You know, I really don't know. I think for Hannibal and I, this conversation, there's Hannibal. This conversation was about just kind of unpacking some things, asking some questions, trying to be relatable as possible that we could. I think we've done that.
Went real
But
good.
we also realized not everybody's going to be full.
I'm full.
Make everybody happy. Not everybody's going to.
I'm happy.
But it's been an interesting couple of months.
It has.
Hannibal podcast. So I thought this conversation was very fitting. What do you?
It's pretty fitting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, Pedro. It's real fitting, Pedro. It's been great. Come on out. If you come out to Brooklyn some more, we can have more conversations about Beyonce.
access some of the questions that's in that's super chats, and Eli has the right not to answer them if he just doesn't want to. We're just so this may be a really fast segment right here, but Pedro, you can read them off and see.
Oh man, well I don't even know where.
Yeah, it was just a
okay.
metaphor.
I think
I was excited though.
I think a lot of the super chats talked about either accountability or maybe things you said in the past. Or
I volunteer to be Pedro's accountability buddy. Pedro, when you watch this and you're real angry because I call you a bitch, just remember, Pedro, that not just are you my bitch, but I will be your accountability buddy if you call me. But you're my bitch. But I will be your accountability buddy. And I will put you on your hands and knees like the little dog you are, Pedro. And I'll make you yap like a little dog, Pedro, because you're a little yappy dog, Pedro. You're just my little bitch, and I like it.
not focusing on the chat. I think you've been very engaging with Hannibal and I. So I do want to thank you for that.
Thanks, Pedro.
The chat can be a really hard thing to navigate. And
yeah, this will be a hard one. You should watch this chat, Pedro. It'll be hard to navigate.
A tough thing to navigate. So I really want to thank you for being very present with us. And I do appreciate that. So
yeah, Pedro. Right, Pedro.
Let me respond to that real
yeah,
quick
Pedro.
here. Pedro, before
right,
I
Pedro.
do the YouTube thing, I've been an entrepreneur.
Right, Eli. Yeah, Pedro. I was thinking about it. When I was out walking my dogs, I was thinking, Pedro should make another couple $100,000. He's such a good guy. He's such a good leader. Nobody understands. Now I'm all alone. Oh, my God. Hannibal's. Get off the screen.
With the StreamYard?
yeah, that's me. I'm trying to
He's trying to figure it out.
Uh-oh. He's a professional YouTuber, but he can't run a live chat. That's a shame.
Cool. I did a lot of networking in person, did a lot of public speaking in front of a lot of people. And so,
He's like Santa.
I've always,
hears
carried
me.
myself fairly well. Yes, I had moments growing up when I was younger. I made mistakes, but it wasn't until I came out here on YouTube
that he really started making good mistakes.
where I didn't even
He made the real
6
mistakes.
years ago. I had no idea what a troll was. I had no idea the court of public opinion and all that. It was all new to me from the digital perspective. So, and I'm losing the focus here real quick. You're asking how do I deal with this? Was that what it was, or
how do you deal with this, the constant these questions?
Where's your hot spot?
All the hate, all the questions.
How do you deal with it, Pedro? How do you deal with all the haters, Pedro? All the people detracting from you, not knowing how great, what a wonderful leader you are, how Christ-like you are in your motions and your hair.
Not a Trump supporter, but he has a following, and a lot of people hate the guy. And he still has a following, and he's still successful at what he does, regardless of what I and many others think. I try to, take the good with the bad, take the bad with the good, which is what I'm trying to say, and realize that you aren't always going to win. And if you want to be successful in life, you have to learn to deal with the hate and ignore it and put it behind you. That's the thing.
I feel so successful
you grow a
in
thick
ignoring
skin.
the hate.
When the first time I received a death threat on YouTube. Yeah, it scares you the first time. Then the second time you receive one, it scares you a little bit less. Then the third time you receive it, and you just start saying, "Oh, this is YouTube," and 99.999% of death threats and what people say they're going to do is fake, right? And you got to understand.
Yeah, but Pedro is going to come find you for real.
How social media and YouTube better.
Look at Pedro's nostrils are insulted. They're like, "Nuh-uh, we were gonna pop a cap in your ass." Look at Pedro's nostrils. They're like, "Don't fucking deny that we were gonna pop a cap in your ass." Look at he's chewing his tongue. Look at Pedro. Get a close up of the Pedro here. This is real strange. Look at the Pedro. Look at the Pedro. He's like, holy shit, the tongue's getting into it. I don't even have to watch what the Eli's saying. Just watch Pedro's face. Just watch the Pedro face. Huh? Mm. 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 Pedro no like. Mm. 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 No. Mm. 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 Ah. Ah. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know about
Well, you guys know.
Yeah.
Listen,
feel
I
old.
used to. I feel old. Okay, I used to spend 45s in my room, and I would pretend to be a DJ, and so I would just DJ up the songs and play them, and I enjoyed that, and I wanted to do something like that in the future, and this is
He was going to be DJ Jazzy Eli. He was going to be DJ Jazzy Eli, and they ruined it. DJ Jazzy. If you ever heard of DJ Jazzy Eli from the Bay Area, that was him.
right.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it is, man. I love doing this beyond the money. Yes, I want to make more money, and I want this to be something sustainable long term. I want to make it my career. If it doesn't work, I've got other options. I can fall back on insurance. I can do other things. I've got investments. I got all that.
Mm.
But this is my purpose and my passion, and there's nothing more that I enjoy than
We see it. We see how much you love the people, Eli. If there's anything that I haven't heard when I listened to you, it's how much you love the people.
Some of the questions. I think you answered the question about
Oh, Jesus, never going to end. Never.
getting into the community.
I knew this was going to
Talking about
suck.
Pedro, right? We
I
had
knew
talked about
this
that
was going to
already,
be
right?
awful.
Yeah,
No?
I don't even.
Okay.
I could
all right.
we could probably.
We're like on 3 hours now. Did this actually start? This is like 2.5 hours of this gobbledygook. 2.5
in here. I
hours
don't
of
know if
these
you may have
jabronis.
explained this on your live, so I don't know if you want to go back into it. Again,
Longest
it's up to you if you
2.5
want to
hours
answer
of
this
my
question or
life.
not. Why do you keep going?
Longest 2.5 hours of my
with
life.
Dawn. That's up to you. You want to talk about it or you want to move on? It's up to you.
No, I'll talk about it. No, listen,
Okay.
I've talked about it a million times, but I think I know who this person is. I think it's a woman. They also said they were the one that called the wellness check. Don't worry, I'll be getting the FOIA information and I'll find out who it was. Trust me, we'll get an audio recording of it because it's public information.
Right.
The Freedom of Information
It's
Act
not
allows you
illegal
do
to
that.
report a crime.
But anyway,
it's not illegal to report a crime.
Look, we were driving to the Jason Aldean concert, and we both talked. We were like, we want to do a show along the way.
What the actual fuck is this? What the actual fuck is this? Please tell Eli that he needs to apologize ASAP for calling Johnny a mass shooter. He's listening. Okay, so he called Johnny a potential. What the fuck is going on in these jabronis?
Because in Mountain View, California, where the Shoreline Amphitheater is at, is right next door
Don't get bitter,
to Google
Jada Driver.
corporate headquarters, which owns
Cars
YouTube.
recover. Cars recover, Jada Driver. Don't lose your noodle and start writing books.
Look, I understand it. Don't let these people get to you. Let's do the show. We want to show them this. Let's not ruin this show here. It's basically when you're in a relationship, you both support each other. Okay. Sometimes Don needs me to be there to uplift her. Sometimes
was it at least a Chinese restaurant with good buffet girls? Jada Driver, would Sam Lee have been happy? Would Sam Lee have been okay?
And says, "Come on, babe, let's just work through this." There's nothing wrong with that. That's just being encouraging, right? Oh, come on, guy. Pedro, your eyes are rolling. Listen, bro, come on, Pedro.
You asked me.
Is it
I want Hannibal to go first.
Is it 2.5 hours?
Oh man,
we could probably hear a long time, but we made a video about this whole
End it.
situation.
End it.
So
We did.
I don't
Let
know
us-
which
let us
more we
free.
can add to that. I
Let
think
our people go.
I don't like, and I will say this for me: when if I'm arguing with my woman in public,
God.
the last thing we're gonna do is to continue to argue. So I will try to remove all of ourselves from that situation because I do not want to argue in public at all. Like it's not comfortable. It's like everyone's losing control in it. And you are live streaming, so it's public. So I would remove myself. Like we gotta go and talk privately because I truly believe that we, or at least for me, I praise in public and criticize in private. That's like at least my style, or not really. I'm on YouTube, but at least for me and my lady. So that's my approach. But I know we go into it, it could be another half an hour talking. So
Okay, baby, where's the women in this? So, baby, where's my beautiful women in this place? I'm gonna praise you in public and criticize you in private. Will that be fun for us? That sounds like a good. I'm gonna keep it that way when we date. All of these you beautiful women out there, don't worry because in public I'm gonna be real nice, and then when we get in private, I'm gonna criticize the fuck out of you. Yeah, like, yeah, okay, okay. It's like psychopath talk hour, psychopath relationship hour.
Credit. I understand when you say, "Hey, you got to be strong as a man. A woman has a respect." I get that.
Oh,
I
more
do have some
gender.
traditional tendencies.
More wise, pants checking, genitalia fondling discussions from the boys up here, the men's club, the real men, the manly men, giant testiculars, low voices, the deep, strong, nature trail marching, badass mofos, not the cringy mofos like you all losers over in this chat.
All right, guys, peace. And I fucking turned it. I did a 14-hour live last Tuesday.
14 hours.
I came home
24.
And I could tell, I can sense that my girl wanted my attention.
Okay.
So I turned the live off.
Oh,
to me, that's what a man does. So that's how I would answer.
Glitch Dash, did you hear that? You hear that? How a man does a 24-hour live is he does 14 of it and then turns it off because he didn't plan it. Glitch Dash, you didn't do it right. You did a whole 24 hours. You talked to your wife. You set it up beforehand, and you didn't abort it at 14 hours. Son, Glitch Dash, you just really need to get into the planning. Maybe you could get yourself some coaching from Pedro. I hear that you can get a phone call in there for less than $50, Glitch Dash. I hear you can get a phone call in there for less than $50.
Interrupt you. I get where you're coming
No,
from.
you're good. You're good,
And
man. You're good.
I get where you're coming from. At the end of the day, all of you're
What is this guy looking at?
same with you, Hannibal. Our women are all different.
Are they?
And
Wait, no. Hold on. Are women people? We're gonna do a poll real fast. We're gonna do a poll real fast, and it's like women. Let's see, people. I can't do it. Something's wrong with my keyboard. I fucked up my keyboard. So bad. Oh well, can't do it. Anyway, if I could, I would, but my keyboard is foobar right now. I think I fucked up my keyboard. Anyway,
but at this point, it was like she's having a moment, and women have moments.
Nice.
And let me tell you, Pedro, when a woman loves you, she wants to spend every damn moment with
hold
you.
up.
You can't fucking breathe.
People have moments.
when a man loves an Eli, you just can't get nothing wrong.
Play the gender game. What I'm saying in this case, we're talking about.
I love it when these guys explain women to me. Every time they explain women, I feel closer to women.
Handling this situation.
I like to handle women.
I handled it that way.
I like to handle them too.
Her and boundaries are
right.
Wasn't at
right
there. It was that
exactly
cut off. She
exactly.
Here's some compassion to say.
See, I agree 100% with what he said, and so does Hannibal. Yeah, Pedro, that was real good. Yeah, Eli.
After she had her moment, she was cool. We had a great time.
Yeah, she just freaked out like a woman. You know how women are. You know how women are. You know how women are. Yeah, women are different. Some have boobs, some have cocks. You really can't tell. It's a good point, Jaded Driver. That's why you got to check the pants. That's why you got to check the pants real early in the game, Jaded Driver. You got to check the crotch area. Yeah.
A different way. Then we both apologize to you. I apologize to you. But I know my lady and I know her limits and she knows mine. And everyone's relationships everyone's relationship is different and has different limits, right?
Yeah, everybody has their own safe word. Everybody has their own safe word for their S&M relationships with their psychotic alpha males. Everybody has their own safe word. Like pizza. I bet you Pedro's safe word is pizza. Pizza or maybe tacos. Pizza or tacos is what you say when the Pedro's spanking you too hard. You get you say pizza or tacos, and then Pedro lightens up on you a little bit.
Do
Of
you think
course
that's
I
a
have.
that's, you think that's a true apology? Like, if you feel that way, do you think that is a genuine way of apologizing? I think that's the question.
That's that's
can't
not
find
the question is, Hannibal, is when
What
you
was it?
apologize.
Mhm.
See, the thing is,
Mm, gotcha. Deroached, decoached. It's a typo. It's a typo. You know the typos will get you, glitch dash. The word that the speech to text will get you on that stuff if you get it deroached. It'll get you. Yeah, it's deroached. It's deroached. It's like decapitated. It's like decapitated. You got to morph the language for our community. I think you're right. I think it's probably deroached.
Engage in more types of content on YouTube that are responding to
Listen,
what I call
Cerberus,
clowns and weak
what a man
individuals.
does is just swing his dick and balls around. If you're a man, is you just swing your dick and balls around like a baseball bat and a couple of basketballs until you hit somebody, and then you make them get the fuck out of your way.
From a business aspect, if I am spending too much time on those guys, I'm not making money doing shit that's more
right?
impactful.
Right,
Right. So,
right.
I think you can you understand what I'm saying.
Money.
Entrepreneur, a business.
I like money
So we shouldn't be spending too much time on the individuals that aren't making money.
because we like money. We're here for the money.
People restreaming me, doing
Yeah, for money.
it. I don't. It is what it is,
It is what it is. It is what it is. We talked about that. It is what it is.
and I'm not going to stoop to that
Mhm.
level.
He won't stoop. Pedro doesn't stoop. Pedro doesn't stoop. He's a top. Pedro's a top. He's on top of us. He's above us. He doesn't stoop.
On some levels,
Some levels.
I think Hannibal brought this up before.
He did. Hannibal brings up a lot of good points. He's like, Pedro, that was right. You're right, Pedro. That's a good point, Pedro. Yeah, don't watch him sober. I'm way too sober. I'm talking too much and not smoking enough. Thank you, mental metal Mike. I am talking too much, not smoking enough, and I need to smoke more. The problem is I have to keep interrupting these jabronis so I don't get sick.
And that's just how I see it. So
I
Next.
don't necessarily enjoy it. Real quick, but just real quick, I don't necessarily enjoy it. But the bottom line is, if they're gonna fuck with me, I'll fuck with them back in a more funny and playful way.
Oh,
That's it. It's just a funny and playful reaction, and then it's time to move on.
Eli is nothing if not funny and playful. Every time I see Eli, I think, what a funny, playful feller that Eli is. Excuse me. Burping up my pizza there. What a funny, witty fellow that Eli is. I keep saying to myself every time I see him acting like a giant dick bag. I go like, that's a funny, witty guy. Yeah, they won't go toe to toe. I wish they would. I wish they would. It would be so good, but they won't. It ain't what it ain't. It tain't what it tain't. Yeah, the taint's got. You got to go to Hyde Chirahodio or Nugs for the taint. Hyde Chirahodio, Steve, and Nugs got the premium taints in the business. They got the premium taints. Eli. Oh, all scares me. Yep. Yeah, he's a funny little elf. He's a funny little weird guy. Tainted love. Sometimes I want to run away. I want to get away from the pain you died in and the heart of me and Eli. Oh, tainted love, tainted love, tainted love. Don't touch me, please. I cannot stand the way you tease. I love you, but you hurt me so. So I'm gonna take my things and go. Pedro's tainted love. Tainted love. Ooh, tainted love.
I've seen it. It's
Oh,
been
is Eli feeding the
kind of
cat again?
circulating the interwebs the last
Okay.
week or so. But
Now Pedro's using the interwebs. He's stealing my words. Pedro is watching my show way too much, Glitch Dash. He's stealing my words. I told Keevers that this morning. Pedro's talking like me. He's watching too much of my show. Stop it, Pedro. You can't watch the show if you don't come on the show, Pedro. Knock it off.
you're the measured, smart one. You're the one that always thinks gracefully. What do you think about tonight?
Hannibal's the measured, smart one who just brings it all home for us. Bring it home for us, Hannibal. You giant-headed, small-chested little feller.
Yeah, I don't think anything. Someone has to back down, and I don't think anyone is backing down. So,
I'm sorry, guys.
Who is going to back down? Is this a pissing match or is this an interview? Who's supposed to back down? Was Eli supposed to back down?
we can start wrapping up now.
A couple more questions. What was that question? Let me
God,
answer
make
this
it
last
stop.
question.
No.
that you were asking. Can you repeat that one more
it's
time?
kind of related to when you say you don't want to talk about someone, you won't mention their name, but aren't you still talking about them when you do that?
Well, yes, but the thing is, I don't want to give them notoriety and give them, these people have taken enough clicks from me and stuff like that. So I just don't mention them.
they've stolen from Eli.
I honestly, I don't even really want to talk about them, but other people in my actual community that care about myself and Don, they want to know what's going on. So I'll briefly say, hey, this is what this person did. I don't want to give them any notoriety. These people, they want the notoriety. You know how it goes, guys. They want to be mentioned because they want to, number one, feel special. Number two, they want the back and forth, want more clicks on their end. It's just a YouTube game. So that's all that is. It's stupid. And that's something that, I'm going to be doing away from as well.
Okay.
So
what do you think is going to happen? This is the last question. The very last one. What do you think is going to happen for you and your channel in the next, 6 months? Where do you think you'll be? And Pedro pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, he booted
Pedro,
himself.
did you press something? Oh, jeez. You can still go ahead. Like, will you see this happening? This situation with, people talking about pulling up and
Pull out.
copyrights and all files, all these type of things happening.
Pull out. Pull out. Pull out. Telling you.
Well, my plan's already in motion too, is that I want to continue to help as many people as possible or work with as many people as possible in the gig economy community to help fight for better gig workers' rights, because I honestly do feel, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, that, the majority of jobs in the next 5 to 10 years are going to go gig related. They're going to be on, smartphone apps, gig apps. AI is going to be involved. Artificial intelligence will be involved. And I know a lot of people aren't too fond of Jeff Thomas Black, and he even exiled me. He doesn't like me anymore, but I still respect his work. He calls us app slaves, which to a certain extent we kind of are. And I know some of you guys disagree. Maybe you disagree.
Oh, now this
Pedro,
is getting good.
But the bottom line is, I think we need to more so start to lobby for this now, because if
he shouldn't have brought up my name.
DoorDash,
He shouldn't have done that.
it's like they're going to basically
Pedro's
treat
gonna
us
be
like
unhappy with
W-2
that.
employees, and we're going to be misclassified as 1099 contractors. So that's what I want to focus on more so stuff like that. I also, want to continue doing the coaching. I want
Bitch Pedro don't like this now. He's upset.
modern world relations.
Bitch Pedro.
I want to talk about more business,
Bitch Pedro.
more opportunities
Pedro's a bitch.
than just,
Bitch Pedro.
Uber Eats and all that
Pedro's a bitch.
stuff. I want to focus,
Bitch.
and that's the route
Bitch.
that I want to go.
Pedro bitch. Bitch Pedro.
Content with
Pedro bitch.
forward to coming back on the channel and doing more content. And there are a lot of people that really love her and miss her. So she'll be back soon.
Okay. Pedro, you got anything else? You good?
No, I think I just lost the internet connection. Sorry.
Sorry.
My name made him lose the internet connection right there. Jeff Thomas Black literally made the internet connection go out. That's amazing. I've got some power.
Coming on.
That's amazing.
I hope you guys got some value from this content tonight.
I mean, I appreciate every
me too.
single, obviously all the super chat.
I don't know how much I owe Eli for mentioning my name, but that was great. Thanks, Eli.
To, balance the conversation with the super chats. I appreciate everyone that join. I know we have Jam and Gig Mom decided to be a member, and that's awesome because
Yeah.
she was hanging out with us way before any of this other stuff that
Absolutely.
were happening here. And I
Absolutely.
also I just hope everyone can kind of realize that we all need to kind of take a step back and kind of assess what's really happening, what's really important.
In other words, Hannibal's saying, please stop, please stop, please stop. Oh, please stop, please stop.
That there, we got to protect our business. Also, we have to protect our sanity. So, Eli, I hope that you find that balance somehow. Hopefully, you can figure out how to connect with the people who disagree with you. I think their voices should be heard. And maybe you could find a way to either prove that you're right or prove, or apologize. It's either of those two, right? And hopefully that works out for you. And
So how are Hannibals and Pedro going to prove they're right or apologize if everybody's doing an apology tour? When do these two guys apologize?
Appreciate that, Hannibal, and I appreciate everything, Pedro. Like, honestly,
Pedro looks angry.
and the bottom line is, I'm not looking to be proven right or wrong. That's not what this is all about. What this is all about is you're going to resonate with some people, and with some other people, you're just not going to resonate.
It's true.
And that's my final thought there. I want to thank you
God.
guys for having me on the show.
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry
Jesus.
again about last week.
Me too.
If you guys need something in the future, you know how to reach out to me.
Please.
I'm open
Don't.
to any follow-ups or whatever.
We're
you guys
never
want.
doing this
And,
again. Ever, ever,
before I
ever.
go,
This is a
anything else you
one-time
guys
deal.
wanna say?
Never again.
no, man. I
I will
appreciate
never
you,
watch these three jabronis again. Never, ever. Please. Not
Fantastic,
together.
guys. Have a good night. Thank you once again.
Fantastic.
Take care,
Fantastic.
brother.
Fantastic. Fantastic. That was fantastic.
All right.
Hannibal's tired.
I don't do these. I know you can sit there and
Bro,
hour
no,
live
listen,
sitting down. I do not. I can't.
Hannibal
I did not
Bauer.
Too
expect
long.
almost 3 hours.
No, I
but
mean
you know,
it didn't.
is
It
what
took.
is.
It
was
didn't.
so
it
good.
wasn't-
It was so good.
It kind of flew by, to be honest.
It was so good. It flew by.
It did.
It was so good.
I think that the issue is no one's going to be happy with the level. I'm sorry, guys. We're just not there. We're not there. I haven't dealt with this situation. I'm not a victim.
Yeah,
in
more
any of
yelling.
this. I just think nothing's going to change.
More drugs.
I think there's a situation where someone's going to visit someone right now. This ain't me. I live in an area where we have real problems, like real people fighting each other, real people killing each other.
be
And this is
careful,
not
y'all.
it. This is you guys live in neighborhoods where I would love to live in.
Yeah, Pedro's a whiny little bitch.
So with the things that me or Pedro have to deal with.
Yeah.
So when we go on our computers and we're on our cell phones and we're going crazy, and again, we have contributed to this with the videos
Sure.
we have. We've
Absolutely.
made. Also, I feel like it was in a comedy sense. I mean, well, Pedro, you decided to do what you wanted to do, and I was going to go to St. Louis and
What does
strangle
that
you.
mean? Oh, you told me. You told
Yeah,
me that
so-
was gonna pull up. I mean,
Pedro still
listen, man,
maintains he was
you
going to
know,
go
we're
whoop
different.
ass.
We're
Pedro still
different.
maintains
It
he was going
just
to whoop ass. He can't let it go. He can't let it go. He was really going to go whoop ass, but he didn't.
I
He
wasn't
was.
telling him my whole line, but
He was
No,
gonna.
sure.
It's different view.
Listen,
He was
listen,
gonna.
listen. You're more. Listen. Okay, we're a hip hop show too, right, guys?
Oh, yeah, we're hip hop.
Hannibal's more B.I.G. Notorious B.I.G. Brooklyn bred and born. He's gonna get you with a silencer. I'm a little more Tupac. I'm gonna
You just
fucking. I'm more Tupac. I'm gonna bang.
Okay, so Hannibal's got a silencer. Pedro's more a Tupac. Okay. All right.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
We didn't solve any problems. We didn't
Thank you,
make
Crazy
any
Dave.
y'all feel
Appreciate that.
better. But we
Yeah,
definitely had
They didn't solve anything.
It was a
adult
conversation.
conversation.
The fact that
It was
he's
It was a conversation. It wasn't real adult.
some of the criticism.
Yep.
It wasn't much we could have done.
But that's because you're
real-
bitches, though. That's because you're both little bitches.
No.
Who
Yeah.
to feel, because usually he probably reassess, and I'm sure he may
Sure.
feel different.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's important also to mention this. We may mention this on Monday. We are not an Eli channel.
You're not an
We
Eli
won't
channel.
be discussing.
You're not an Eli channel?
No, we're not that.
So this is 2 weeks in a row of Eli, but we're not an Eli channel. Got it.
Point about the
Mhm.
situation.
Can you be an Eli channel, though? Could you be if you wanted to be?
enemies to talk to? Was it Robert? They got all these. So there's enough content if you're interested in entertaining content. There's enough of that.
And that can be entertaining. I want to say that right now.
Yeah, but it just wouldn't be with us for quite a while.
Right. We need to talk about Beyonce some more.
We reach out maybe next couple of weeks, probably, and then see where it's going.
You said next year. What are you talking
well,
about?
next week is a couple of weeks is next year. We're in October.
Fair.
Bro.
That's fair. You're right. No, we're
more football talk. Yeah, definitely. We'll talk about how terrible our teams are. So that's where we're going to go.
Okay.
Yeah, some trades was going on.
Well, that was completely and totally fucking awful in every possible. That was really awful. That was terrible. It was traumatic. It was ridiculous. It was stupid. It was ridiculous and stupid. It was misogynistic. It was chauvinistic. It was deranged. It was delusional. And it was real stupid. Real stupid. That was great. That was really awful and really great how awful it was. Let's see. I think we had a vote. We didn't have a vote because my keyboard broke. That's right. My keyboard's broken. That's real good. So yeah, that was real weird. That was all real strange. I feel completely and totally worn out, tapped out, drained completely and totally by these jabronis in every possible way. If Pedro's disgusted, I'm double disgusted. And it was just great. Now, tonight, coming up after this, because there is more, we got this bastard Glitch Dash who says, trust and believe their channel is DOA and running on copium life support. Yeah, this was the coup de grace. This was the final thing for the Pedro and Hannibal channel. It was created for Eli, and now that Eli's done, it's over. There's no more channel. Once they quit with the troll content, their viewership will drop off again. They need to coach now. Yeah, they need the coach. They need to get in bed. They need to do a collab. They need to be a collab. Pedro's a filthy little weenie. They're all little bitches, and that was disgusting. Hey, I'm going to quit now because I want to go to bed, and I'm really tired of these guys. I just need to lay around and be a jabroni. I'm going to let Glitch Dash pick up the work, drive you around. I'll be back in the morning. Remember, tomorrow morning at some point is the Dad Dash Daily with JTB and Kevin, and that's every morning in the morning, every morning in the morning, JTB and Kevin. Remember, it's in the morning every morning. So tomorrow morning, you'll find us and we'll be there. JTB and Kevin, good night, everybody. That was horribly fucking awful, but we did it together. And, that's what a community is about. It's about getting through the absolute worst fucking shit we've ever seen together. And that was it. That was fucking awful. Good night, everybody. It's been great spending time with you. Sleep well. We'll see you in the morning for the JTB and Kevin show, Dad Dash Daily. Okay, see you in the morning, kids.